What Lonzo thinks is a wide-ranging, free-flowing discussion where I offer up my unsolicited views on everything from music, movies, politics, sports, religion, pop culture, you name it. If it's happening, I'm thinking about it. My thoughts unsolicited, nobody gives a shit, but I say it anyway, and maybe one day you'll start to give a shit, and if you don't, who gives a shit? Alright, and I have a special guest with me, Jake Wade. Dude, what's the business?
Yo, I am glad to be back on again. Thanks for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, so it's been a couple weeks since we last talked. What did we do last time? What was our topic last time? What was it?
Was it BBD?
Yeah, no, was it BBD?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know. I know we did Smashing Pumpkins and BBD and Thriller and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, all right. So, anyways, I'm gonna get right into it. All right. The other night, I was late at night, about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Couldn't sleep. I have problems with insomnia sometimes. My mind is always working, so sometimes it's hard for me to sleep. So I was watching YouTube. Cause YouTube just has like so much stuff that you can kind of just click on and watch and just kind of melt your mind and not even really think long and hard about it. Anyways, I fell asleep and then I woke up and another video was on, and it was a documentary about We Are the World. So I started thinking, as I was watching it, and it was like a behind the scenes on how they put the song together and everything and all that kind of stuff. And of course everybody knows what We Are the World is. And if you don't know what We Are the World is, if you're a millennial and you're young and you never and you weren't around during this time, We Are the World was a song that a bunch of the music superstars in the early 80s got together and did to raise money for Africa because everybody over there was like starving, they didn't have no food to eat. And everybody kind of felt, all these Americans, all these rich Americans felt guilty and said, hell, we'll put a song together to try to raise money, And anyways, I was watching this documentary and I was like, kind of amazed as to who was involved in this project. There were a lot of people, a lot of famous people involved. But there were some people I saw in the as far as in the chorus. I'm like, wait a minute, how did this motherfucker get in there? How did he get an invitation? I mean, cause I guess if you think about the hierarchy of the level of superstardom that was inside of this room for this historic event, there were some folks. You're like, I don't think they really have the merits to be up in this room. So how they get up in here? So I thought that'd be a nice discussion. We're not gonna so much review the song, but we're gonna talk about who was there and kind of determine who deserved to be there and who didn't deserve to be there. So what are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, so I watched the video just a few minutes ago just to refresh myself. And I know exactly why you want to have this conversation. One thing that people probably know about me if you've been to my home, you see that I have one of the first things you see when you walk in is on the wall, and it has all the performers who were in the song and in the video. And I think this is the cool memento of the '80s. So that's just something that I am glad to have. But I look at that thing every now and then, and I often think, so why are there so many people, and what is their significance to the song? Because we only hear a few, and you can't really tell that there's anybody else in there. But I always wonder why we have like actors, people who are not singers, people who just you would not expect to be on a charity single with like the likes of like Michael Jackson and Tina Turner and them. So yeah, I think this is a very good thing to dissect.
All right then. Well, let's get to dissecting. All right. First of all, a little background about We Are the World. Now, once again, this was back in the early 80s, 83, 84, around that time or whatever. 84, 85. So around there. Early 80s. 85. Okay, early 80s. Early to mid 80s. Anyways, there was this group, this English group called the Boomtown Rats. If you never heard of the Boomtown Rats, you're not alone because they really didn't do much. It was just some nothing um, British group that really didn't have much success. It had no success in the states. But one of the members of the band is a guy by the name of Bob Geldof. Now, Bob Geldof, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I think he took notice of the things that were going on in Africa as far as the famine and everything, and he felt compelled to try to do something about it and raise money. And he put together this project called "Do They Know It's Christmas?" And just like We Are the World, it was an ensemble of all these British artists who got together and did this song called "Do They Know It's Christmas?" to raise money for the unfortunate. And it was a huge success, and it brought Mr. Geldof worldwide fame and recognition. So of course, America's not to be undone. So not to be outdone. So wait a minute. They can do a song. We can do a song and do it even better because we got bigger stars. So yeah, we'll put together an all-star cast and we will do our own song to raise money and raise even more money than these British fuckers did. And that's how it kind of all came together. I think We Are the World wasn't so much a gesture of charity and goodwill. It was a project of one-upsmanship and jealousy. What are your thoughts?
Huh. I know about the story behind it. I would have never actually thought that it was all about one-upping Band-Aid, I guess. Um, but that makes sense. I always think of it as what they said it was. Just a way to bring awareness to the famine in Africa, which, is a big deal. It was a good way to get people thinking about issues outside of their own home and outside of their country. That you're not the only people in this planet, on this planet. The U.S. isn't the only thing. You actually have a whole other continent that has, countries within them, and they are basically dying and they're hungry. So, they need help and let's do something about it. So I always thought that was an admirable thing. I think it is sort of a vanity project because they made it a point to get like all of the biggest stars of the 80s, every single one of them basically, on this one track. And it looked like an act of vanity, but I never really thought of it as let's beat Band-Aid. So, well, that's interesting, and you're probably right.
I don't think I'm probably right. I think I'm 100% correct because suffice it to say that if Band Aid never happens, then We Are the World never happens because us greedy, selfish Americans, we weren't giving a damn about what was happening in Africa until somebody else stepped up to the plate and kind of shamed us into doing something about it. I mean,
Yeah.
so that was my takeaway. That's why I felt from Jump Street is that
Well,
what?
well, all I was gonna say is the only reason I never really thought about it is because, um, if you think about it again, I always mention my age when I'm on these things because we talk about older stuff. When I was a child, this song was beating in my head. Like I heard it everywhere. I couldn't escape it. Like it was on TV, it was on the radio, it was people out there in the street talking about it. I think when I was in like Head Start, preschool, whatever you want to call that, we had to do like a program and like learn the lyrics and stuff. So I remember this song, and what I always was told that it was, to help people who were starving. So I think that's why I never really thought about it. But yeah, that would probably be the case because you think about um, business, in general, when you do things like this, it's never people just being overly benevolent. It's always, hey, how can we make more money? How can we look good in the eyes of everybody else? So that is a nice facet to bring to the conversation. That's just not what I thought of, but you got me thinking in a different way now, so that's good.
Hey, that's what I'm all about. That's why I'm here. That's my lot in life is make people think, whether they want to think or not. So, That being said, let's do a quick analysis of the song, because the song itself, I mean, like you say, it's catchy, it's infectious, it gets drilled into your head. The chorus is redundant, and there's no way for you to not, recite it over and over and over again and have it kind of beaten into your head. And like I said, over the last few days, I cannot get the song out of my head, just over and over and over again. We are the world. We are the children. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh my God. So from an analysis standpoint, as far as just the quality of a song, is not very good. The lyrics are are sophomoric, or the chorus is just inane. The singing is the vocals aren't very good. I mean, they really, if you think about it, because the song was actually recorded over one night. I mean, it wasn't a situation where they recorded over several weeks or months or anything. Everybody got together. I think it was the night of the American Music Awards, and everybody got together after the show, and instead of going to like the after parties and everything, they went to this recording studio in Los Angeles and recorded the song. So I mean, so in that regard, they kind of get a pass because it was kind of like I said, it was done in one night. Okay, not saying they could not have been done with higher quality in one night, but I get it. When you got all these different people in there, all these moving parts, all these different singing parts and everything, I get it. But that don't make the song any better sounding quality wise. So so from an artistic standpoint, We're the World fucking sucks as a song. Okay? It just does. I'm sorry. So if that's offending you out there, damn it, they should have picked a better song. So, all right, your thoughts, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to agree because it's a very subdued song to be what it is. Like it's supposed to be this big grand testament to you know let's do something about this major problem in the world. But it's very kind of subdued and quiet, and people don't really sound that invested in it. You have people like Tina Turner and Billy Joel who do their parts with some real gusto, I think. And of course, Michael Jackson and Diana Ross, and they have a great harmonic touch in there. And then you have like people who seem a little out of place because they're too wild, like Bruce Springsteen and Cyndi Lauper, who I actually do like his songs, but they're just it's like they know they have to jump out and show people, hey, we're here, and it's just so many parts of the song is kind of weird, and it's not very cohesive, and yeah, you can tell that it was done very very quickly, and overall, I'll say that the song is one of the most needlessly long and repetitive, saccharine songs in the history of music. Again, I think that the idea behind it is great, but you know, as a song, like why is it so long? Why is it so repetitive? Why couldn't they have done like 3 minutes or 4 minutes or something like that? And at least they could have added another verse or breakdown or something in there, but they just sing the same chorus over and over and over and over and over and over for like 8 minutes. So yeah, I don't think it's a terrible song. I don't think it's just horrible, but it's not something that I want to hear. I'm probably not gonna go and look. Oh, I just feel like listening to Will of the World. I don't see how anybody could think, oh, this is just a wonderful song I want to hear all the time and like replay it. But back in '85, they did. So I guess with that being said, it's a good kind of pop song. Maybe it made people feel bad. Maybe they thought, oh, I should like this song because of what it's about. But then, because it gives some guilt, I guess. But, purely from an artistic and musical standpoint, it ain't good. Not really. So, yeah, that's my thought about it.
Oh, and I agree wholeheartedly. And once again, it's not being a hater. I mean, just because this song is for a good cause, is for charity and for starving kids in Africa, that don't make the song any better than it is. So you got to separate the two. Kudos to everybody for for stepping up to the plate and doing this project. But at the same time, song fucking sucked. Okay, now before we get started, another thing that I wanted to touch on a little bit is first of all, the song was produced by Quincy Jones. I think everybody knows who Quincy Jones is. He's the guy who produced, who conned us with Thriller, along with Michael Jackson, and they put together that con job. Also, he produced Off the Wall. Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. He's one of the most famous music producers ever. He's band leader and worked with Frank Sinatra and people like that. I mean, so Quincy Jones, he's a living legend. He's still alive, so yeah, he's a living legend. Soon he'll be a dead legend because he's like 90 years old, I think. So he ain't got much time left. So Quincy, if you're listening, man, yeah, it was a con job, but yeah, good on you. All right. Um, but one of the most famous things I think about this project is that when everybody kind of got together to do the project before they even they got started, Quincy is famous for kind of putting everybody on notice, telling everybody to check their egos at the door, which I thought he got a lot of credit for that because of all these famous, powerful people that were in the room, and he was the leader and he was the boss. He made it clear, I'm the boss, and you're gonna do what I say do, and if you don't like it, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? So he got a lot of adulation and recognition for telling everybody to check their egos at the door, which I thought was kind of funny at the same time because I mean, what do you say to that? I mean, if you're Michael Jackson and you're in this room and Quincy is saying check your ego at the door, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't know. It's just something. It's something about that. Just kind of. I don't know. It's something about that. Just felt kind of stank to me. I can't really put my finger on it. But I think everything about this project just felt so manufactured and I don't know. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of grandstanding in it. Like, if, you're right, Quincy Jones jumped up and was like, this is my song, and, we're going to make this great thing. And, he and Michael Jackson and somebody else, I don't remember who, wrote the song ahead of time, I'm sure, and then got all these people together and said, let's do it. But from what I understand about it, there were a lot of people who rejected it. People who came in and were like, okay, we agree to do it. And they're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And you do it exactly the way I want you to do it. And you say what I want you to say. And, you don't try to stand out in any kind of way if I don't want you to. I think there were some people who walked out. Like, there were a few who wanted to be in the song, or at least agreed to be. And they're like, no, I ain't doing that. And left. And when they found out that, there was a strong Quincy shield going on there. So that does add to a feeling of manufactured fakeness and, not really a true gathering of compassion that they wanted it to be. And you again, you can hear it in for people who didn't stay behind to do the song. They don't really sound like they love what they're doing. So they were probably mad, or they were probably like, so could we be at a party getting drunk right now rather than doing this? So I think that certainly does add to the manufactured feeling of it.
Oh yeah, I agree 100% once again. But I didn't know that folks got turned away or folks walked out. So who walked out?
I remember, I could look it up, but I remember like Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on it.
Waylon Jennings, really?
Yeah, because he and what's the dude's name? God, Willie Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the Highwaymen together.
Yeah.
So they were tight. So they were kind of a good duo to be on the track together. And he was supposed to be part of it, and he didn't like what was being told to him, and he walked out. And of course, Willie stayed, but Waylon was like, no, and he left. So, I don't think he was the only one, but he's the only one I can think of. So yeah.
Okay, the nerve of some people. I mean, ain't like Waylon Jennings. When you talk about icons of music in the in the 20th century, his name ain't nowhere near the top of the list. So I mean, but out there folks are like, "Oh, Waylon left? Oh, I didn't know he was even here."
Well, as part of, again, being connected to Willie Nelson, it was kind of a big deal, He was a famous guy, and people liked his music, and, the Dukes of Hazzard was a big deal in the 80s, and he was part of that, so, yeah.
Man, nah, I gotta reject that, man. Because look at it, man. I mean, think about it this way, man. Say like if like all the big time rappers got together and did a song. I mean, like like LL and Run DMC and Kendrick Lamar and Drake, Jay-Z. Everybody gets together to do a song for I don't know, a song to vote Trump out of office or something, whatever. And Soldier Boy shows up. And it's like, Soldier Boy, you don't get the verse, you get to sing chorus. He's like, I ain't staying, y'all, I'm leaving. I mean, everybody like, so.
Well, would you put Waylon Jennings on the same level with Soldier Boy though?
Now I'm just saying, Willie Nelson. I'm not Willie Nelson, but I'm saying Waylon Jennings is like I said. Even when it comes to country artists, man, when you say run down a list of the best country artists of all time, I think Waylon Jennings is better known for the fact that he sang the theme song to the Dukes of Hazzard. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Waylon Jennings is not on the tip of anybody's tongue.
But actually, so I'm not a fan of country music at all. I really like country music, but when I hear people talking about old time country or whatever, they often mention him along with Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash and them. In fact, they were the Highwaymen, so people often mention him. I think he is well liked and loved in the country circles. So maybe not in pop music as a whole, but as far as country goes, people talk about him a lot. So I think he thought he was a big deal.
Well, Waylon gets his props. I mean, he is a country music legend. I mean, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I mean, he's definitely someone who has earned a certain amount of cachet. Because he did put together a very successful career. So I'm not throwing shade on him, but what I'm saying is when you stack him up against everybody else, he don't bubble up to the top, nowhere near. You know what I mean? So if somebody in that group these folks that showed up for this project was expendable, damn it, Waylon Jennings is one of them. I mean, it's like, oh, Waylon's gone, we can't do the show now. Now, if Michael Jackson were like, nah, fuck y'all, I'm out. Then everybody, oh, wait a minute, go get Michael, let's give him what he want. Waylon, bye.
What if like Latoya was like, I'm not gonna do this?
Latoya, you only reason you here is because of who your brother is. So shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's just a certain hierarchy, man. And Waylon, he had his nerve. So Waylon Jennings, if you're listening out there, man, thank you for a lifetime of great music. You sang the theme song to a crappy '80s TV show, and you walked out on We Are the World because of your ego. Man, fuck you.
Well, I can tell you that Waylon Jennings is not going to hear this because he died back in like 2002. So.
Oh, my bad.
It will be his son, Shooter Jennings. Shooter is,
okay, see what I mean? You proved my point. You proved my point right there, man. He's so far away from my thoughts. I didn't even know the motherfucker was dead.
Wow.
So to the estate of Waylon Jennings, I apologize and fuck him still. So.
Shooter, please don't be mad.
And Shooter Jennings, whoever you are, fuck you too, because your daddy has some nerve. So, like I said, I'm sorry, Waylon's gone. God rest his soul. Hope he's in heaven looking down on us. And if he is, man, you fucked up. Waylon Jennings is dead. Damn.
And you didn't even know.
First the Fat Boys break up, and now this. Man, there's nothing else to live for.
Wait a minute, the Fat Boys broke up?
Exactly. Okay, so moving right along. All right, so this project was also conspicuous by the absence of someone else, and I think we all know who that person is, Prince. So actually, this was after Prince won all these awards at the American Music Awards for Purple Rain, and the night that he did his legendary version of rendition of Purple Rain during the show, which is probably my favorite version of Purple Rain live. Um, so he asked out of the project, or he decided not to attend. He was invited because he instead he donated a song entitled "For the Tears in Their Eyes," which is a very good song. I also shot a video for it, but Prince he decided not to attend, and one of his reasons for not attending is that he didn't feel that he would be at his best, and that being in awe of so much talent in the room, he just felt he was intimidated and awe of it, and say, hey, I just feel better just doing something on my own, and donating a song for the We Are the World album, which he did. And of course, this pissed off a lot of people because at this point, Prince was probably, it was like, obviously, it was Michael Jackson and Prince. They were both kind of like neck and neck vying for the number one spot on on the planet as far as the biggest rock star. So Prince was really at the peak of his powers. So he definitely had the power to to affect change through his music and through his words and gestures. So it was a big deal that he did not participate. It was such a big deal that Bob Geldof, who was there by the way, Bob Geldof was quoted as saying, quoted as calling Prince a jerk for not attending and performing. And obviously, everybody knows I'm a huge Prince fan, and all I can say to that is, Bob Geldof, who the fuck is you to call Prince a jerk for not wanting to participate in this fabricated, pretentious sham of a charity project? Who are you to call somebody a jerk? The only reason why anybody knows what your name is not through your musical exploits. To this day, I've never heard a song by the Boomtown Rats. So it just shows how much you contributed to music. Okay, it's great that you tried to raise money for the less fortunate. Good on you. But man, the nerve of your punk ass to call somebody a jerk because they didn't want to play, in your sandbox. Man, shut the fuck up. Really, seriously.
You sound very personally affected by this.
No, not so much personally affected by it. Man, I'm like, well, I remember way back in '85, whenever this project was going on, they showed the interview where he called Prince a jerk. I'm like, dude, really, really. Now, in retrospect, Prince probably saw this for the sham that it was too, and he's like, man, ain't no way I'll be here with all these fake bougie motherfuckers. Fuck that. I'm going out partying with the revolution, whatever, hang out, give me some pussy, and fuck all y'all. I mean,
Waylon went with it.
yeah, probably. It's like, yo, man, way to go ride out. We go tear this motherfucker up. So I think Prince saw it for the sham that it was. Like he's like, man, ain't no way I'm gonna attach my name to this bullshit. Fuck y'all, I'm out. Here y'all had this song that I'm not gonna put on any album anyway. You can have this damn song. Peace, I'm out. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that's probably true, most likely. A lot of people would say that Prince didn't want to be on the same track as Michael Jackson, and I don't think it's true. But I think a lot of people would say that. I think Bob Geldof saying that he was a jerk for not wanting to do it was him being pretentious, basically.
Full of himself.
Like, why would you not want to be on this great track we're doing for this great cause? Because you don't care about anybody but yourself. You're just a self-absorbed celebrity, this rock star. You think you're bigger than everybody. You are a jerk. I think that's what that was about. And it's really unfortunate that someone would think that way, that, just because this major star didn't want to be on the song, and he actually gave a good reason for not wanting to be on it, you have to think, no, you're lying. I think that's really unfortunate. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I do believe that pretension has a whole lot to do with his opinion of it. So, Bob Geldof, so sad that you had to think that way about Prince. I'm not going to diss the man because I'm thinking I don't really know him. Honestly, the only thing I know about Bob Geldof besides this and Band-Aid is his daughter, who died of a heroin overdose years ago. that was a big deal. So he's known for these few things. And so yeah, I really do think that, again, pretension has a lot to do with it because he sounds kind of pretentious to me.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, by the way, is Bob Geldof still alive? I don't want to put him in the same group with Waylon Jennings, but is he?
Yeah, he's still alive. It was his daughter who died.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry that your daughter died. May she rest in peace, and sorry for your loss. And Bob Geldof, if you're out there listening, fuck you. Okay. All right. You know, you should better known better. But I think Prince lied as far as one of the reasons that he gave. I think it was just a PC, um, excuse to to kind of not fan any flames. But I think he saw it for the sham that it was. And one thing about Prince, Prince, he really saw shit for what it was. I mean, he was not somebody you really pull the wool over his eyes. You know what I mean? And I'm sure everybody in that room probably knew it was pretentious, but hey, it's a good photo op. It's publicity. These are celebrities, and obviously, publicity is your number one job when you're a celebrity. So Prince didn't care about that kind of stuff. He was like, man, fuck all this. I got this. I got mines. So good on him.
Yeah.
All right. So now, all that being said, all the preliminaries out of the way, let's get straight down to business. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the list of everybody that was involved that night. And we're going to give our quick snapshot opinion on each person, whether or not they belong to be there or did not belong to be there. So that's our criteria. This is all opinionated. Okay. Did they belong to be there or did they not belong to be there based on their stature in the music world today versus their stature in the music world back in 1985? So you clear? You got me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. Of course, we already talked about Quincy Jones. Of course, he put it all together. He's one of the folks that put it together and everything. He was the conductor and also the producer. So obviously, he's an icon. So yeah, he definitely deserves to be there. So I tell you what, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's assign a number to each person who who deserve to be there. So of course,
Sounds good.
Quincy gets a 10. I'm assuming you agree to that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, and also the voice that led off the entire song. There comes a time when you heed a certain call. It's Lionel Richie, of course, of the Commodores, and he had a great solo career as well. Back in 1984-85, Lionel was at the pinnacle of his success and career. He has a slew of hits and everything, so he was one of the top pop artists on the planet as well, and great R&B pop artist, great songwriter. He's a legend. Obviously today he's not as well known today by this generation as it was back then, but still, and now I think his name rings more the fact that Nicole Richie is his daughter, and from I guess the reality star who never really did anything. But anyways, Lionel Richie, in my opinion, he gets a 10. What are your thoughts?
I have to agree. Lionel Richie was a big deal at this time. I remember him being all over TV. He was the guy in music. So his career was at a point where he deserved to be the number one person on the track, like the very first voice and first person you see. And I don't think anybody would have complained about that. Lionel Richie, 10.
Absolutely. Okay, next up is Stevie Wonder. Yeah, of course, just say the name Stevie Wonder, and he's an icon of the highest level when it comes to music. So he absolutely deserves to be in the room. He's one of the top musical artists, not just R&B or whatever. He's one of the top musicians, artists to ever live on this planet. So he's definitely in the top 5 of the greatest musicians to ever do anything, in the history of the earth. So he definitely gets a 10.
Stevie Wonder, perhaps our final treasure in the lexicon of great musicians today. When the true gods, I guess if you want to call it that. Highly skilled, highly praised. very, very politically minded, always for the cause, always for the culture. Uh, Genuinely cares about people and genuinely cares about the world. So, aside from his musical exploits, which are you know, second to none, um, he definitely deserved to be on the track because he really cared about the cause. If nobody else cared about the cause, pretty sure that Stevie Wonder did. So, 10.
Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't know, Stevie Wonder is blind. Okay.
What?
Yeah, I know. I wonder if he got to park up front and then like the, he had the little handicap sticker and everything on his car when when he got there.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
Um, you know, actually, he walked in by himself just in case. They have video footage of that. He just walked in without a cane, without anybody helping him. He's like, let's go. And,
Yeah. Steve
he's not
busted it.
blind.
Yeah, he busted the door like, "What's up, bitches?"
He's not really blind, actually. But that's not for years. It's been out. He's not blind.
He was in there winking at folks and everything. So he was like, "Let me stop." Stevie, if you're listening, thank you for a lifetime of great music. You're one of my favorite artists of all time, and one day I'm going to do a podcast dedicated strictly to you and your legacy. So much respect and love, Stevie Wonder. Next up, Paul Simon of Simon and Garfunkel. He also had a great solo career. One of my favorite songs growing up as a kid was a Paul Simon song, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. I loved that song, and my mom used to play it for me all the time. Whenever it would come on the radio or whatever. My mom would, come get me or whatever. I love that song. So Paul Simon, just because of that one song, holds a dear place in my heart. Also, Simon and Garfunkel had a lot of hits. Sound of Silence, The Sounds of Silence is one of my favorite songs. So, um, um, so much love and respect and props to Paul Simon. But on a list of artists who really, because by 1984, 85, Paul, he was still obviously still a pop star and everything, and he still was making, good music and everything, but, his star wasn't shining as bright as everybody else's. So I'm going to say that Paul gets a 7.
Okay. I'm not the biggest fan of Paul Simon. I don't really have any favorite songs by him. I really like Simon and Garfunkel. But my opinion on his music and his legacy is, probably not that important when it comes to the importance of like his star shining at that time. I kind of remember him being kind of a big deal back then. I don't know. I think I would say, I guess he deserves a 7 as well. He's certainly not the biggest voice on the track, and he's not. In fact, he's kind of quiet on there, really. I remember watching the video just a few minutes ago, and he was kind of like not there. I feel like he didn't really want to do it, most likely. But he's also a very politically minded person and a very conscious person when problems involved in the world. So he probably wanted to be on it, but he seemed like he didn't want to in the video. Not really sure about that, but 7, well, I think that's probably right.
Okay, I agree. Oh, and a little trivia. Paul Simon, he was married to two very famous women. He was married to Carrie Fisher, so he was married to Princess Leia for a period of time. Also, he was married to one of the biggest one-hit wonders to ever grace the musical scene, Edie Brickell.
Yeah.
So, and Edie Brickell, she's near and dear to my heart because I loved her one song. What I am is what I am. You what you are what.
You sound just like her.
Whatever. But so he gets props just for being married to two famous women as well. So plus he got to smash Princess Leia. How many folks can say that? Come on, so
Yeah, not many. But I wanna be mean and say something about
What?
about
What?
his marriage to Edie Brickell. Recently, like he got
Oh, he beat her? Really?
I think I don't know if he like punched her and crap like every day, but I think he got arrested not too long ago. They had a domestic dispute of some sort at their home.
Oh, they're
Uh,
still married.
I don't think they're married now. I think they probably got a divorce after this.
Oh,
It was it wasn't too terribly long ago. I want to say like 2014 maybe. I'm not really sure, but yeah, they were still married at that time at least, and it was because they were fighting. So I'm not sure if he beat her or she beat him, but it was certainly a situation of violence. So let's bring up the bad times with that man, even though he probably doesn't deserve me talking about him. Just I had to mention it because you mentioned the wife.
okay. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were still together or whatever. I didn't know he put his hands on her. So I'm gonna have to drop him down to a 5, maybe a 4. You know, because the Me Too movement don't play. So I ain't even trying to make them mad. So I got to drop him down to a 4. So
Four.
yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
Four for me.
Just based on the fact that you're a punk bitch for putting your hand on a woman.
You
So
know, people fight though. You know,
yeah,
it happens. I can understand how you would get angry enough to hit somebody, even a woman. Not saying that I would do it, and not saying that it's acceptable, but you know, it happens depending on what happens. Like you know, temperance flare. You know, and again, I'm not sure. I'm sure he didn't like uppercut or anything. I what I think it was, from what I remember, it was probably like them fighting each other. Like maybe even, it wasn't even like a fist fight or anything. Maybe it was maybe he threw something at her. I don't know, but you know,
but this Paul Simon we talk about. And folks out there listening, if you don't know who Paul Simon is, look him up. He's a bit of a nerd. If you look at him, he's like the guy who was like, he might have been in the chess club in high school or something. You know, not like somebody, he ain't buff, you know, whatever, or, you know. So I can't see Paul walking in the door after a long day at work talking about, bitch, I'm home. I don't see it. Yeah, I mean, I really don't. You know what I mean?
maybe she beat him. How about that?
Well, I'll put it like this: if Paul Simon was married to Grace Jones, I don't think he would have put her hands on her. His hands on her. She'd have beat his ass.
Yeah.
So Ike Turner, he wasn't. Okay. So Paul Simon, if you're out there listening, man, fuck you for putting your hand on that woman. If you did it.
Yeah. If I did it, here's how it happened.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, OJ. Yeah. But me too. Don't play. You don't get them motherfuckers mad. No, hell no, not today. That will definitely end your damn career. So,
And we're getting off topic, but I just want to say Me Too is a big deal. It's a big deal.
oh yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Nobody's making a joke about it. I mean, I guess we're joking about it, but nobody's making a mockery of it.
Now we're not making a mockery of it, man. We making a mockery of Paul Simon for putting his hands on a woman. So,
Yeah, I just want people to like listening to know that you know I certainly am a supporter of Me Too. I think that is a necessary movement, and it shouldn't be taken lightly at all. So if anybody thinks that we're making light of it, we're not.
you are a supporter of Me Too?
Absolutely.
Guess what, brother? Me too.
Me too. Hashtag.
Yes, hashtag Me Too. So donate and please support the plight of these women. Okay, enough about that. All right, next up on the list, Kenny Rogers. Okay, Kenny Rogers was a huge country music star. He also was an actor. One of the most famous country music songs of all time, "The Gambler," is Kenny Rogers. Plus, he had like a chain of fast food restaurants for a while there. I think they kind of went out of business. He starred in an iconic movie that I saw as a kid, and I would love to see it again if it's out there, called Six Pack. So Kenny gets a lot of love from me. Plus, he had one of the dopest beards ever. He had a white beard, and he rocked the hell out that beard. So Kenny Rogers, at this time, he was a huge star. Today, you walk up to somebody on the street, and they'd be like, "Hey, Kenny Rogers," they'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here." But back then, yeah, he was a big deal. So Kenny Rogers, he did deserve to be there. So he gets a 9 from me.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I remember Kenny Rogers being a big deal, and his big white beard indeed was the thing that I knew about him, and his he had that singing voice. Don't know any of his music to be honest. because I never really got into him, and I just remember him being a thing in the '80s. So based on his stature in the '80s, where I remember him being all over the place, um, and the epic beard, I'll give him a 9 as well. Um, he got plastic surgery sometime recently.
Yeah, I know he looks like a fucking freak now. It was like, like he when he went to Michael Jackson's plastic surgeon or something. He looks a mess now, but still, back then,
Looks like Kenny Rogers.
exactly, he sure doesn't. But yeah, he had a string of hits, man. A lot of hits, man. Lucille, you picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. Um, Ruby, don't take your love to town. Hey, he did a duet with Dolly Parton that I know you've heard of before. Islands in the stream, that is what we are. Um, somebody sampled that and made it something else. What was that? Come away with me to another some hip hop group. What was it? Like the Fugees or somebody like that. Ghetto Superstar. Ghetto Superstar. Yeah, they sampled or they used that melody and they interpolated Islands in the Stream for Ghetto Superstar. So
I want to mention, since you said that, Young Superstar, I actually hate that song. I didn't hate it when it was out. And I liked Praz, and of course ODB was the man. But I think I heard it recently. I was like, God, this song sucks. I hate it. So how unfortunate.
no, it wasn't a very good song. So I agree. Ghetto Superstar. I probably never even would have thought of that song had we not had this conversation right now. So forget Ghetto Superstar. All right. Next up, James Ingram. Okay, James Ingram was a protege of Quincy Jones. Quincy gave him his first big break on, I think, his album The Dude. He did a song called Just Once. Can we find a way to finally make it right? It was a huge hit. He had a couple other songs, but after that he faded off into obscurity. He was a decent songwriter as well. I think he wrote some songs for Michael Jackson as well. But back in 1984-85, he was a huge R&B artist. He wasn't an icon by any stretch of the imagination, and in my opinion, he was there just because of his association with Quincy Jones. So plus he got a plum vocal. He had more than one line in the song and in the video, but James Ingram did not belong to be there. So on this list, he gets a 1.
Huh. Okay. I don't know about his actual career, like his stature at that point. I think his affiliation with Quincy and Michael made a little sense for him to be on there. Certainly. I don't know about 1. 3. How about that?
I mean, three is fine. I mean, to me, it's a 1 because, like I said, if James Ingram was not involved, as far as professionally with Michael and Quincy, then he don't get within 100 yards of that studio. Not even to come in there and pick up the trash. Seriously.
Sure.
So that's my take on it. So if you're not in there, on your own merits, but he's there based on really on somebody else's merit. So you don't deserve to be there. So
Okay.
James, if you're listening, you're 1 in my book. All right, next up, Tina Turner. Of course, really not much needs to be said. She's a pop music R&B legend icon. She absolutely deserved to be there. And obviously, she was at the height of her popularity as a solo artist. With What's Love Got to Do with It and everything that she was doing back then during that time. So yeah, she absolutely deserves to be there. I think it's a shame that she's probably more famous nowadays for getting her ass beat versus her music, which is kind of shameful. So Ike Turner, if you're out there listening, screw you.
Ike Turner's dead.
Oh shit, Ike's dead too, man.
Ike dead.
When did Ike die?
Like 2007 or something.
Oh my god, man, I'm like totally behind the curve, man. I did not know that Ike died.
Really?
I know he was like a recluse, and folks were always like searching for him, trying to figure out what he was doing. But I didn't know he had croaked, man. Ike Turner dead?
Yeah, like
Did Tina kill him?
15 years ago. She did. did. No, I'm sure he died. I think he died of like cancer or something like that.
Good,
He was working
good.
on he was working on an album. I remember the only reason, probably the only reason I know this is because he was working on an album with I don't know if you know the band Black Keys.
Yeah, I'm
They were
familiar with
working
Black
on
Keys. Yeah.
they were working on an album together, and and it was in the news. Like people were covering it, like Ike Turner and the Black Keys. Wow, and so that was a big deal. And I think I'm not sure they finished making the album. He died like during the creation of the album. So
Wow.
that's
So
why.
Ike went home. Okay. Oh, now on a scale of 1 to 10, is Ike in heaven or hell? I'm saying on a scale of 1 to 10, I think hell being 10, he like 11. What you think?
Like 15.
So Ike, if you're in hell, good. You're where you deserve to be. You were a piece of shit, man. You really were.
You know,
Come on now, anime. Come on. Eat the cake, anime.
I mentioned the album with Black Keys, and I was interested in it because I like the Black Keys, and I felt guilty thinking, oh, this might be good, because that guy was trash, totally. So even if he was a good musician, he was a terrible person. I can't support terrible people. Um, I remember being really guilty that I was interested in the music they were going to make. Um, but yeah, Inhale, probably 15, 16.7. How about that?
I agree. I agree. But yeah, Ike Turner, man, what a crumb bum, man. Good lord, that dude. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Glad it's gone.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so Tina Turner, what did you give her?
She gets a 10, man. Tina gets a 10.
Okay, yeah. For me, I already mentioned how vital she was to the song. I think she's the first person to jump on the track and actually sound like powerful on there. So other than the fact that she was a major star at that time, I think based on her actual performance, once she got in the room, yeah, 10.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I
And
mean,
in fact, if we want to give Ike, his 11 or 15 or 16.5, in Hell, we'll give Tina a 12 on this track.
I agree. Yeah, Tina gets a 12 on the track. Absolutely. And I wonder, maybe this will be for a different conversation, but I wonder what Satan said to Ike when he got there. I wonder if he was like, welcome. Or he was like, man, your shit's so grimy, I don't know who won't let you in. We got to find out a different place to put your ass.
No, I think we shouldn't. Shouldn't discount Satan because he's the king of evil. So I don't want to say that some man was so bad on earth that he creeped out the devil. So most likely his entry into hell was, wow, you did a great job. No fire.
So you think so you think Satan welcomed Ike into hell with open arms?
Well, indeed, and it wasn't a welcome like I'm glad you did my work. It was I sure did trick you, you moron. I think that's what it's all about. Like people going to hell. I'm going into some weird. I'm gonna go say it. I think when people go to hell, and I do totally believe in hell. I think when you go to hell, you get a rude awakening. You live your life thinking, oh, it doesn't matter because who wants to go to. I hear people say a lot. Who wants to go to heaven because all my friends are going to be in hell. So you think like you go through your life being bad and it's going to be great for you in hell. No, basically you're being tricked. So when you go to hell, you're going to wish that you were not in hell. I think that's how it was for Ike and anybody else who's terrible. There's somebody else in particular I think of who's going to be like, well, didn't I do a good job? You sure did. Now it's time for you to burn, burn, burn. So
You're not talking about Donald Trump, are you?
I'm not naming any names. I'm talking about Ike Turner right now, aren't I?
You're not talking about David Dennison, are you?
I'm talking about Ike Turner this very moment.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, I think, maybe when Ike went to hell, maybe he didn't know he was going to hell. But once he got there, he was probably like, well, hey, I did what you wanted, right? And he's like, yes, you did. Now, I have something special for you. I'm going to chain you up and roast you. How about that? That's what I think happened to Ike, and that's what happens to a lot of people who, in fact, probably everybody. So,
Hey, do you think that Satan put Ike in the wing with all the white supremacists or something?
you know what? Let me think about that. Let me think about that. Eh, no, probably not. He may have had his own. He might have his own little section for people just as terrible as him, but not quite as terrible as white supremacists and things like that. Nazis and you know,
Just think about it, man.
Obama and all of them. I think. I think. I think Ike probably is in the rightful ward of um, uh, wife beaters, I guess.
I mean, but think about it though, man. Just reflect on it for a second, man. You know, you go to hell. I mean, you're gonna get to see like the cream of the crop of sleaze. You know what I mean, to the left over here we got Hitler. To the right we got Bin Laden. Over here we got Saddam Hussein. Behind you you got Jeffrey Dahmer. I mean, good lord, man. And look around, I'm like, man, I'm in a room with all these motherfuckers. Damn, I must have really fucked up. Like,
Well, I can pretty much guarantee you that Ike is not there. That's not as bad of a person he was in life. He wasn't that.
he's not in that room.
Um,
He's in a different
no, he's
room.
not. He's
He was there with
somewhere
Ted
else.
Bundy or somebody or what?
Oh no, he's not even with Ted Bundy. He was because he didn't
Andrew
kill anybody.
Cunanan?
No, he didn't kill anybody. So he just put his fist through the face of a woman several times. So uh, he terrorized a woman's life. I'm trying to think of other um, people of this stature who he would be hanging out with.
Bing Crosby?
Um,
He used to beat them kids. Joe Jackson.
yeah, Faye Dunaway.
Yeah.
Um,
Is Faye Dunaway dead?
yes, Faye Dunaway's been dead my whole life, as far as I know.
Faye Dunaway is not dead.
Wait a minute. Okay, I have to look that up. I know she's dead. You
No.
don't hear Faye Dunaway.
Faye Dunaway is not dead. I know I got it wrong when it came to Ike and somebody else, but and Waylon Jennings, but
I'm looking that up right now.
yeah, Faye Dunaway is alive and kicking. I think you're talking about Joan Crawford.
Joan Crawford. That's
Yeah, she played.
Yeah.
Yeah, Faye Dunaway played Joan
Faye
Crawford
Dunaway.
in Mommy
Okay,
Dearest.
I'm
Yeah.
wrong. Oh man, Faye Dunaway. I'm so sorry. You are not Joan Crawford. That's what I was thinking about.
Okay, so
Okay.
Faye, if you're listening, we're sorry. We're not trying to put you in the grave or send you to hell. So
Oh man.
you get me sued, man. I won't be able to post this, man. Man, stop it. Shit.
Not only is Faye Dunaway still alive, she's also not a terrible person I was saying that she was.
I'm gonna get a cease and desist now, man, because of you. Thanks a lot.
Oh, man. Sorry, Faye. Sorry, Faye. Faye Dunaway's a very pretty woman. I remember that.
Yeah, Chinatown, Bonnie and Clyde, man. Yeah, the eyes of Laura Mars. Faye.
Faye Dunaway is not. Yes.
Yeah,
Joan Crawford, that's who I meant.
Yeah.
Who has been dead my whole life. Um, that is where I get hanging out with her.
So Faye Dunaway, if you're out there listening, you did a great job with Mommy Dearest because my brother thought you were Joan Crawford. So much love and respect and props to Faye Dunaway. So if you're out there listening, hopefully you'll go to heaven.
Yeah. Oh man, I do feel bad about that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's jacked up, man. You wrong for that. Okay, we way off subject now. We don't delved into some macabre, occultist type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I told you I was gonna go in a weird direction. I go on tangents about things like that.
Yeah,
I
you
care
did.
about, and you probably shouldn't lead me there.
Okay, no problem. All right, so let's get back on track. Okay, next up is Billy Joel. Of course, Billy Joel, synonymous with 70s and 80s pop music. He was at the height of his powers at this time as well. He has a tremendous catalog of work. So yeah, he absolutely deserves to be there. To me, he gets a 10 as well.
Yes. Also a very big deal, and also a very, very talented man with some really good music throughout his life. He's a guy who doesn't like being in the public eye. Is interested in that. He was such a big deal back in the day, and now he's kind of disgruntled about it. from what I know. But in the 80s, he was on the top. So yes, I'll give him a 10.
Absolutely. He has a great catalog of music. So if you're not familiar with Billy Joel, look him up. He is an icon of the highest order. Okay. Um, Next up, Michael Jackson. He sang the hook on this record. He also co-wrote the song. I think he and Lionel wrote it, I believe. And obviously, really, what can you say about Michael Jackson? Obviously, he's a 10. So I'm not even gonna. We've had our discussions about Michael, so I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna lay off of Michael for this one. I will say this much: in the video when they show him singing the hook and he got the the jacket on and the glove. I'm like, man, come on, really, Mike. He always in character, man. Why couldn't he be up in there with some jeans and a t-shirt like everybody else? Why? See, Mike was extra. He was extra back then. So that's my only beef with Mike on this song, that he was always extra. Now I'm surprised he didn't say Shimon on the record, but but yeah, he's
Well,
definitely a 10.
if he had done that, it would have made the song a little better, I think. Um, uh, that was a persona of Michael Jackson. That was he had to be that all the time. I'm pretty sure if Prince went there, he wouldn't be wearing a t-shirt and jeans either. So it's all about the persona, I think.
Yeah, but Prince knew better than to show up. So
Right, but Michael wrote the song. Was he not gonna, he wasn't gonna be like, hey, I'm not gonna do the song. I'm not gonna be in the video. Sorry. I know I wrote it, but I'm not gonna. So of course he was gonna be in it. It was his thing. He and Quincy and them. Um, so anyway, his performance on the track, again, I think I mentioned it already. He added some really good harmony to the track, because before that we had some very uh, middling vocals from even the people I've given tens were they didn't seem too invested in it. And then he comes in with some energy. So um, I'll give him an 8.
an
I'm
8?
joking. I'm joking.
Okay, you better be joking. Okay, little side note here. If you've seen the documentary, the USA for Africa documentary, by the way, it was narrated by Jane Fonda. By the way, little trivia there. Anyways, there's one part there's a lot of cringeworthy moments in this documentary, but the most cringeworthy to me was when Michael tried to incorporate a bridge into the song where how it went. They would say what? How's it go? We are the world, shala. We are the children, shalinge. Whatever the hell that means. And he tried to incorporate that, getting them to add that into the final cut of the song. And I think everybody kind of indulged him on it. But the looks on the people's faces when he was trying to get them to do that is like priceless. Everybody's like, man, get the fuck out of here. What the hell are you talking about? You so fucking pretentious that even pretentious people are like, damn, you pretentious. Because it didn't fit, it didn't work. And they
Right.
and Quincy's like, no way, we're not using this.
Yeah, but I want giving it to Michael, but yeah, he was trying to lead that, but that was actually Stevie Wonder. He put that in
Oh, Stevie put it in?
there.
Oh, so Michael just championed it.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, Mike and Stevie, y'all need to get a grip. They were both being extra on that because that didn't work. And I'm glad that Quincy's like, in this crappy song, we don't need to bloat it out with another 2 minutes of that nonsense. So man, get out of here.
yeah.
So
I agree. It would have ruined the song even more than it was already kind of trashy at that point. It would not have worked. It would have turned into some weird garbage that nobody would have enjoyed at all. It would have been like, okay, I know this is about Africa, but who cares about Africa? You know? In fact, even thinking about that, it kind of lends credence to your theory that it was all about vanity. Because, again, yeah, we're doing this for Africa, but people would be like, who cares about Africa? We don't want to sing that. So, yeah, there you go. You're proving it as we go along.
Exactly, exactly, and they trying to be all authentic and everything. Okay, you want to be authentic. You want to impress me? Go to Africa and get malaria or something. Chill with that.
Well, well, Stevie and Michael wouldn't have gotten malaria because they're black.
Okay, you got me on that one. All right. All right. Next up, man, is Diana Ross, and of course, Diana Ross. Once again, her name is synonymous with excellence and class and beauty, and she's obviously an icon of the highest level as well. So she definitely deserved to be there. She gets a 10 as well.
Yep, I give her a 10 because again, her in concert with Michael on the track, uh, wonderful melody, wonderful harmony, and she was superstar and very very well thought of at this point even now. Um, so 10.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And Diana, like I said, I'm a bigger fan of Diana Ross today than I was as a young person back back during her heyday or whatever during the '70s or whatever. I listen to a lot of her music now, so I've gained a new appreciation for Diana and her artistry and her work. She was never the greatest singer in the world, but she was a star, and she kind of reminds me. She was Beyonce before Beyonce. That's who Beyonce kind of reminds me of Diana Ross the way she kind of carries herself and her stature in the music industry, in film and entertainment. That's who. So for context, folks out there who don't know Diana and millennials or whatever, she was the Beyonce of the 1970s. So there's always that. All right. Next up, Dionne Warwick. Dionne was she was a huge star during her time. She had some hit songs. She was the host of Solid Gold for a little while, the variety TV program. Dionne also she is related to Whitney Houston in some way, right?
Yeah, I think her aunt or something like that.
Yeah, cousin or something like that.
Cousin or yeah, one of those.
Yeah. So I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, plus she's also had one of the cheesiest, most annoying songs ever, along with I think who's on the song? You know what song I'm talking about. That's what friends are for. I despise that song. Oh sweet Jesus, that song was awful, but it was a huge hit, and it was Dionne Warwick and Friends.
Yeah, Patti LaBelle.
Patti LaBelle was on that too.
I think so.
Oh really? Was she? No, she wasn't.
Maybe not. I might be wrong.
You got she was like a bunch. It was a bunch of white folks in it, wasn't it? With her.
Maybe.
Yeah, but either way.
Apparently, I didn't commit this to memory, so you know.
But the song was terrible, no matter what. That's what friends are for. Keep smiling, keep shining, knowing that you can always count on me. Oh my God, that song was awful. But yeah, she deserved to be there. So to me, she gets a 7.
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. I think you said everything that I could say because she doesn't really stick out in the forefront of my mind as her stardom at that point. So probably 7, 6, something like that.
Okay, and next up is Willie Nelson. Oh, Willie, Boxcar Willie. He deserved to be there. Willie Nelson, man. I mean, I know he's still alive, man. But Willie, how old is Willie? Cause back then he looked like he was about 90. That dude he probably came out looking like like a grown man when he was born. So he definitely wasn't Benjamin Button because this dude like he aging backwards. He's just aging period.
Willie Nelson, 85.
He's 85. Look, 185, man. He's 85. So I mean, this was about 40 years ago, right? 40, 35 some odd years ago. We are the world. So Willie, he's 85 now. Back then he looked 85. Damn, dude, like a dude. Like somebody left him out in the rain or something, man. He's like just all dried up and just, oh my God.
He's like I always laugh when I hear it. People say it. I think it's like a meme or something. he's like Morgan Freeman, you know, been old our whole lives, you know. Uh, yeah, Will Nelson's very much like that. He
Yeah, I
has
mean,
been an old person
I
most
don't
of the
think
time.
Morgan Freeman be caught dead around Willie Nelson. Like, man, I don't hang on no old ass motherfucker. Shit, fuck that shit.
But you know, there aren't any pictures of either of them like young. You don't see them very often. You know,
I,
I know my whole life, both Will Nelson and Morgan Freeman have been old people. So you know, uh, yeah, you're right. It looks like he came out old. Um, that's not what we're talking about here, though.
exactly. Okay, so Willie, Willie, he did deserve to be there though. So, but to me, you know, I mean, obviously he was a huge country music star and everything, you know, and on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. So, yeah, he to me he gets a 7. Yeah, I give him a 7.5. Just for the fact that you know he looks like 100.
Well, you know, I mentioned earlier about you know the Highwaymen and Waylon Jennings' inclusion. You know, even though he wasn't there. Um, so um, they had to represent for the country crowd because they weren't really doing it unless you count Kenny Rogers, I guess. Um, so for that fact, the fact that he was a big country music star and everybody knew him. You know, I don't know about his actual vocals on it, but as far as his stature at that point, um, would you give him a 7?
No, 7.5.
Okay, well, I'll give him an 8.
Okay, I can live with that. Okay, Willie, if you out there listening, hang on, son. You got a couple years left in you, hopefully.
He's smoking good right now, so I think that's what's keeping him alive.
Exactly, man. You know, because he smokes and he drinks, and dude probably lived a hard life, man. But he's still kicking, man. So he must got some tiger blood in him or something, boy. Good lord. Yeah. Okay. Next up is Al Jarreau, who recently passed away. I know Al Jarreau did. Um, he's a jazz R&B artist. I'm sure you know the lay person who has no idea who Al Jarreau is, but to me, you know, he's a treasure of R&B music. But that don't mean he deserved to be there. Um, uh, Al was kind of extra in his music, you know what I mean, and but you know what I mean, even back then, it's not like he was like topping the charts, even back then. So Al, yeah, you get a 3 from me.
Uh, uh, for some reason, I remember Al Jarreau being a major star in the 80s. I don't know why. Uh, hmm, Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
No, because he never really. I don't think he had like a couple top 10 hits or whatever. Maybe on the R&B chart. I don't think he ever had like a top 10 hit on the pop chart. If he did, I don't remember it. But I mean, even back then, he had a record that was kind of hot, whatever. But it was more like a jazz type of a, you know, because he was jazz type of an artist. So it's not like you know he was ever high, you know, on the list of pop artists or whatever on the pop charts. So I mean, so yeah, in that regard, I mean, his name is synonymous with with black music and everything, and he does have a certain place in the history of music. But at the same time, to be in there with all that wattage, nah, he didn't deserve to be there. So like I said, he get a 3.
Um, when did that song? What was it? The Secret Garden or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's my favorite song actually. Rooftop Garden, Rooftop Garden. It was around this time that Rooftop Garden was out, 84, 85. So, but once again, Rooftop
Okay.
Garden was not a huge hit though. I mean,
Well, that's what I remember from him, and on the stature of that, I mean, I think that was in the minds of people, so that's why he was there, and I think I'd probably give him a 5.
yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, he gets his props, man. So no shade on him, but like I said, I don't think he deserved to be there. Okay, next up, Bruce Springsteen. Of course, everybody knows Bruce Springsteen. He deserved to be there. Really, not much to be said about Bruce that people don't already know, other than the fact that he's a terrible singer and he sounds terrible on this record. We are awful. Bruce is not a singer. I mean, he's a musician. He's an artist. But Bruce cannot sing a lick. And he sounds awful. And they bring him back again and again on this record just because of his, his fame and his popularity at the time and everything. Because that was back during Born in the USA was out. And it was like on top of the charts like forever. It was a great album, by the way. So so he was there on that merit, but he wasn't there based on his ability to sing because he is an awful singer. He sounds like shit on this record. He sounds terrible. And I heard um yeah, he came to the recording session in a pickup truck. And he sounded like it. So Bruce, if you're out there listening, thank you for a lifetime of great music. You're an icon of the highest level, but man, you can't sing. You can't sing worth a shit. So but Bruce gets a 10.
He gets a 10? Because
Yes.
of his, okay, his stature, yeah. Okay. Um, yeah. I think I may have mentioned him already. Bruce, he comes in, he's the first one to come in and sound like he's growling, and he just, wow. Sounds kind of out of place when he first comes in. But really, I think at the end with Stevie, I actually think it works really well. I think it sounds pretty good. No, he can't really sing, but it sounds good where he is and what he's doing with Stevie in that part of the song. So I think that works. Maybe that should have been his only part. I don't really have a big problem with people who can't sing as long as the songs are good. A lot of times I can get with it. So yeah, he was a major star. Everybody knew who he was, and he's the boss. So 10.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Definitely a 10. Definitely a 10. Yeah, definitely a 10. But Bruce still can't sing, no matter what. I mean, I've always been a Bruce Springsteen fan from the very beginning, and I remember like Born to Run and Hungry Heart and everything, but he's the most unlikely rock superstar ever, man, because he has like absolutely no singing voice whatsoever. It just amazes me how you can get to that level and not be able to sing a lick. I don't get it.
Well, there are a lot of musicians who are like that. A lot of rock singers. As having a good singing voice is not a prerequisite for stardom or even like musicianship. You can actually have really good songs and not be a good singer. There are a lot of bands like that. I'm trying to think of some in particular because a lot of people I like actually people sing well, but like I don't know if you've heard of Neutral Milk Hotel.
No.
Very widely praised indie band, and they don't do a whole lot. But the lead singer of that band can't sing at all. Like he has a horrible singing voice, but they are highly praised. So it's not really a prerequisite. Like I said, there are a lot of people that I like who actually don't sing that well. That I actually I love Beck. I don't think he can sing that well. His singing voice has gotten better, but back in the day he couldn't sing at all, and I actually like his older stuff better than I do his new stuff. So it's not unheard of.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, but good thing about it, man. I mean, like mainstream, like pop, like superstar type people or whatever that can't sing. I mean, I think one of the prerequisites for being a singer, if you're gonna call yourself a singer, be able to sing a little bit. I mean, like I said, not a knock on Bruce. I mean, because obviously he's an icon and everything, and I mean he kind of outside of the norm when it comes to a rock star anyway, because he's more like he's like a mechanic who got lucky.
Yeah.
So I give him a pass because he has such a a vast catalog of great music, but still, nigga can't sing. And yeah, I just called Bruce Springsteen a nigga.
You'll love that.
Hey Bruce, if you're out there listening, welcome aboard. Now your credit gonna go down. You might get pulled over tomorrow.
Shame.
No doubt. All right, next on the list, man, is Kenny Loggins. All right, Kenny Loggins. I mean, he was a star back then. I mean, he had some hit songs. Obviously, he did the Danger Zone song from Top Gun, which he's probably most noted for. He had some other songs back in the like late 70s and early 80s, and plus he was part of a group, Loggins Messina group. Yeah, but still, I mean, I think he was only there because of his immediate popularity at the time, and we were kind of like prisoners of the moment. But once again, Kenny Loggins is not someone whose name's going to be the tip of your tongue when it comes to, hey, the greatest, rock icons of the 20th century. He's going to be down line around maybe number 70, number 80, somewhere around there. So he didn't deserve to be there. So he gets a 1 from me.
Yeah, didn't he do the Footloose song?
Yeah, he did Footloose too. That's right. That's right. He did Footloose, and he's responsible for 2 cheesy as '80s movie songs, Footloose and also Danger Zone. So if that's what you hang your hat on, then damn, you ain't got much to hang your hat on because both of those songs are fucking awful.
Well, I like Danger Zone, to be honest. I don't know why, but I like it. I don't think it's the best song in the world, but, I kind of like it. Um, yeah, and really those are just about the only 2 songs I know from him. And, he doesn't stick out of my mind at all.
Now he did have a hit with Jimmy Messina. You might remember your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
And also he had a solo hit called This Is It. Make no mistakes what you are. This is it. You remember that one? It was a hit back in the late '70s or whatever, man. But like I said, his catalog, it ain't dripping with hits. You know what I mean? So yeah, Kenny Loggins, if you're out there listening, man, once again, you lucked up and just had a hit song at the right time, and they said, okay, well, he's popular with a certain demographic, so let's get his ass in here. So not only was he part of the chorus, he actually had an actual verse, or a part of a verse.
It was strange.
Yeah.
But I'll give him a 1.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next up is Steve Perry from Journey. Now, Steve, obviously the band Journey is a iconic, rock pop band. Obviously, Can't Stop Believing is like an anthem for a lot of people. Steve had a good voice, not a great voice. I think Steve got credit for having a great voice when he didn't really have a great voice. He just had this distinctive voice. There's a big difference between having a great voice and having a distinctive voice. And with Steve Perry, as soon as you heard a note from him, you knew exactly who it was. And that's what I mean when I say distinctive. But to me, Steve didn't have a great voice. It just fit the songs that they sang, the arrangements, the vocals, the instrumentation really fit his skill level. And I think he gets more credit for that than anything else. Obviously, he left Journey, and since he left Journey, he had one single that was a hit, "Oh Sherry," which I freaking hated. But other than that, he's just basically known for his part, the part of his life when he was with Journey. So I'm gonna lump him in there with Kenny Loggins as far as he was there just based on the merits of what was going on at that time, and not so much on the merits of him being someone who's deserving of being in that same room with all these icons. So Steve Perry, he gets a 1.5 from me.
Yeah. As far as I know, Journey was a big deal at some point, and yeah, his voice is an interesting voice. I wouldn't say he's the best singer in the world, but yeah, he definitely had a distinctive voice, and his I don't know, it was good for what they made. And one of the biggest things I know about Journey, to be honest, because I don't really listen to them. I know there are a couple songs that I know. Biggest thing I know about Journey is that they had an Atari game. I have that Atari game to this day. So they were big enough to have an Atari game. So,
and you gonna actually mention that?
Yeah, I played all the time. It was very repetitive, and it wasn't much to it. But I like that game. So anyway, based on the merits of his exploits in Journey, and Journey having a video game at that time, I give him a 2.
Okay, that's generous, but hey, I'll accept that. Okay, Steve Perry from Journey gets a 2. Congratulations, Steve. You're moving on up, like George and Wheezy. All right. Next up is Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates. And of course, Hall & Oates, probably one of the greatest pop rock duos to ever do it. They have a vast catalog of music, and I still listen to the music to this day. I was a big Hall & Oates fan before We Are the World. I'm still a fan now. One of my favorite, probably my top, 25, 50 songs of all time is She's Gone from Abandoned Luncheonette. which is one of the greatest album covers ever. So look it up sometime. The cover of Abandoned Luncheonette from Hall and Oates. Daryl Hall, once again, Daryl Hall, he's not a great singer either, but he had a distinctive voice as well. So I'll lump him in with Steve Perry as far as just having a distinctive voice. He was a great songwriter as well. He wrote a lot of hits. Very soulful voice for a white guy. Sarah Smile was one of their soul hits or whatever. They had a soul tinge to it. And Daryl Hall and John Oates they have a lot of credibility. They're Hall of Fame members, so they have a lot of credibility. Even to this day, when it comes to pop rock, legacy type music. So he definitely gets a pass from me. I'll give Daryl Hall a 6.
For the longest time, I thought, and I'm talking about like as a child, for the longest time I thought both Hall and Oates were black. I had no idea they were white. I don't think I'd ever seen any videos for a while. I'd heard those songs and thought they were black. Especially, I Can't Go For That. Sounds totally like a black song, which is a fantastic song. I love that. Hall and Oates, Daryl Hall. I like his singing voice, to be honest, and I like music they put out. And in that era, I think they were a big deal. 7.
Okay, I'm with that. And yeah, because I think both Daryl Hall and John Oates, they're from either New York or Philly. But I think they did the bulk of their work in Philly, so they had that Philadelphia soul type sound. So they were really immersed in the soulful sounds of the Motown Philly experience, and that kind of shone through in their music as well. So yeah, I mean, I remember the first time I heard Sarah Smile, I thought they were black. So yeah, definitely. Next up is Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis and the News. Huey Lewis and the News at this time they were huge. They had a string of hit songs, like the Heart of Rock and Roll, I Want a New Drug, Heart and Soul, Stuck with You. So they had a lot of popular songs that were out at that time, and but I lump Huey in with Bruce Springsteen when it comes to singing voice. Huey could sing a lick. He couldn't carry a fucking note. He really couldn't. But they did have infectious pop songs that really kind of resonated with that era. Their music really sounds 80s, and it doesn't really hold up to this day. There are still some songs from Huey that I do listen to, and their LP Sports was actually a huge hit. It went like multi-platinum. It was a really, really good 80s type of an album, and that is what got him in the door. But did he belong there on artistic merit? No. Does his longevity bear that out? Yep. Once again, he's not Huey Lewis is not a guy. If you walk with somebody right now and be like, hey, Huey Lewis, he'd be like, man, what the fuck you talking about? Huey Lewis? Whatever, man. Get the fuck out of here. So on a scale of the get the fuck out of here, on the get the fuck out of here scale, he gets a 10. But on the scale of We Are the World, Huey Lewis, I'm gonna give him a 3.
I remember when I was young, Huey Lewis and the News were a big deal for whatever reason. And I'm not sure I can say that I like anything they put out. I know them best for that freaking Side of the Future. And that came out, what, after Wheel of the World?
I'm not quite. I think it's like around that time or whatever. You talking about the Heart of Rock and Roll? The Heart of Rock and Roll is still beating. I think that was it, right? From Back to the Future, or going back in time.
Back in time.
Okay, yeah, Back in Time, yeah.
Yeah. So
I think he did a couple songs for. I think he did a song. I think the Heart of Rock and Roll was from the first Back to the Future movie, and Back in Time was from the second one. But I think he did a couple songs for that movie franchise, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think there was only one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I know him best for, to be honest. And I don't really like any of that stuff. But it's not really about my opinion. Whether or not I like his music, it's about whether or not he was a big star, and I think he was. And on that merit, What'd you give him? Three?
I gave him a 3.
Yeah, that's about right. Three.
Okay, and a bit of trivia when it comes to Huey Lewis. You remember the song Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Huey actually sued Ray Parker Jr. for
Oh yeah.
plagiarism. He said that he
Okay.
copied the melody from Ghostbusters from the song "I Want a New Drug,"
Yeah.
and he won.
Well,
So
because it sounds exactly like it.
yeah, there are similarities there. Absolute similarities there. So if you're out there listening, take a listen to "I Want a New Drug" and also take a listen to Ghostbusters and see the similarities. And yeah, he sued Ray Parker Jr. And oddly enough, Ray Parker Jr. wasn't there. And I think Ray Parker Jr. really deserved to be there more than Huey Lewis because his catalog of work is much more distinctive than Huey Lewis's. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
All right, next up is Cyndi Lauper. All right, Cyndi had a string of hits in the early to mid '80s as well. Her most famous song, of course, is "Girls Just Want to Have Fun." Also, "True Colors," "Time After Time." So she had her brief 15 minutes of fame, during the early part of the '80s. And once again, she's somebody else who would never be confused or mistaken for a great singer. She had one of the most annoying voices ever, and Cyndi Lauper couldn't sing a lick at all. Terrible singer, couldn't dance worth a damn either. So, so she just happened to have the right songs for her voice, and the production definitely helped her out a lot. She did a remake of Prince's "When You Were Mine," which was just embarrassing. So, I guess once again, just because she was popular at this time and sold a lot of records back during that time, that got her in the door. But she definitely did not belong there because when it comes to singing voice, like I said before, she fucking sucked. Couldn't sing a lick. So Cyndi, if you're out there listening, hope you got some voice lessons because you fucking sucked. Cyndi Lauper, to me, she gets a 0.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, um, when I think of singers from the '80s, Cyndi Lauper comes up in my mind. Certainly, I think she's an iconic figure in that era, and she had some big hits, and her contribution to this song. I know some people are like, wow, that's horrible, but I think the wildness of it actually worked, and kind of like that part that she has in there. Because in my mind, from my perspective, she was a big star at the time. I think she deserves like a 5.
I beg to differ. I respect your opinion, but once again, you gotta look at it from, like I said, you want to juxtapose these people against where they are now, if they're still alive. Waylon Jennings, notwithstanding. Sorry, Waylon. And see where they are now, as far as versus where they were then, and it kind of proves out my point. Cause oddly enough, man, do you watch TV? You watch TV shows?
I
No, you
really
probably
don't.
don't. You heard about a show called Magnum PI?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so now they rebooted it, and now there's a new Magnum PI on TV now. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I was watching the episode. Don't ask me why. I was just bored and had nothing better to do. Friday, as a matter of fact, I was watching the episode of Magnum PI, and guess who turns up as a supporting actor on Magnum PI? Cyndi Damn Lauper. And I'm like, and it wasn't even a starring role. It was like a bit, one scene role in Magnum PI. So in some bullshit, nothing TV show. Now think about it. Okay, how many musical icons do you think gonna turn up as a supporting player on a nowhere TV show? Need I say more? 0.5.
Well, the way I think of that is, well, I mean, I don't know what she was doing in the show, but because Magnum PI is a show from the '80s, I assume they put her in there as a cameo, like as a nod to the era. I mean, I know it's not based in that time now, and Magnum PI in that show is a Hispanic guy, so it's not even Tom Selleck.
Hispanic? That's offensive. Latino?
Huh? Is it?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Uh, Latinx. How about that?
All right.
Um, anyway, you got me off my train of thought there.
Cindy
I think
Lauper.
I think they I think they put her in there just as a nod to the '80s. I don't think it was. Guess what? This girl's out of work. She needs a job. I don't think it was that. So I don't know. Maybe 5 is generous, but I don't think she deserves like a 0 or 0.5.
Okay, 0.75. I'll
All
upgrade
right.
a little bit. Cause cause like on the show she didn't even play herself. She played like a lawyer. You know what I mean? So it wasn't even a nod to the '80s because I think it was a nod to the '80s. She would have played herself. I mean, it was just just somebody who probably need an extra buck. So,
I mean, so I do know that she's still making money. She's still doing things. I think I remember hearing at some point, sort of recently, that she was involved in the something on Broadway, like a big show on Broadway. I don't know what it was, but I don't think she's destitute.
well, I'm not
She
saying
makes
she's
more money than
destitute.
I am.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying she's destitute or anything, but I'm sure but she ain't on the tip of nobody's tongue when it comes to hey, we need a musical act, whatever the book or whatever. Hey, why don't you call Cindy Lauper? No.
Mm. Well, I know that, but 0.75555555.
9. Well, I'll round her up. Okay, so.
Very good.
All right, enough about her. Okay, next up is Kim Carnes. Kim Carnes had an iconic '80s song. She's got Betty Davis Eyes, which is a great song. I love that song. And you want to talk about a distinctive voice? Kim Carnes has a distinctive voice. Gravelly is the best word, I think, for her to describe her voice or whatever. But that's the only major hit song she ever had. So her inclusion on this record is befuddling to me. She gets a fucking 0.
I have to agree because I don't know anything else from her, and I don't like that song. And on the strength of one song, I mean, I don't know what her career was actually like at that time. I assume she's a one-hit wonder, but I don't know if people are like, "Wow, this song is so good, I'm gonna go buy her album," and her album sold. I don't know about that. I just know that she has the one song that I don't like, and she is essentially nobody. So, and that's very mean to say. You are nobody, Kim Carnes. I give you a 0.
Well, it's true. I mean, once again, like I said, Kim Carnes. If you go into the street right now and be like, "Hey, Kim Carnes," supposed to keep walking. They might think somebody's running for office or something.
It's Kim Carnes.
Exactly. But I will say this much: Kim Carnes, at least back then, she's white, she's good looking, she's blonde. Chances are, Quincy was smashing it. So that probably got her in there. So,
Probably.
because Quincy he liked white blonde women. So
And he liked women in general. Like,
yeah,
from what I know of him, he's had a lot of sex in his life.
yeah.
I'm going to mention this because I always thought it was hilarious as well as sad. I remember watching like E! True Hollywood Story on Quincy Jones years ago, and it was funny but terrible at the same time that he had an aneurysm while having sex.
What?
He was rushed to the hospital with an aneurysm because he had while having sex.
So he done bust a nut. He bust a vein.
Yeah,
Oh snap! Who was he? Who was he smashing, man?
I have no idea. I don't remember. I didn't commit that to memory. It was just the itself and the result. I thought was hilarious. And I don't know if there are a lot of people who can actually lay claim to that. That is crazy.
Oh wow, man! Well, whoever he was smashing, boy, they must have put it on his ass. I'm gonna fuck your brains out, motherfucking shit.
And that happened. Because wow, that is terrible.
Quincy, if you're listening, man, we need to talk. Quincy, call me. Let's talk, man. We need to find out what's going on with your ass, man. Cause
He is the man in the bed apparently.
No doubt. Oh, by the way, in a recent interview, he actually intimated, or he led me to believe that he smashed Ivanka Trump. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Well, he said dated. He said dated.
Or usually that's code word for smash. Okay. So
Just the fact that he's like 90 years old. He said no, he's not 90. 85, as far as I know, and she is what
30
nine.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think that happened, but maybe. In fact, I don't think it's true.
Well, why would he say it? He said it on national TV in an interview. So why would he say it if it wasn't
a
true?
lot of stuff in that interview. I mean, he said a lot of stuff, and I wonder if any of it is true.
Well, Quincy's 85 years old. He's rich. He's famous. He's powerful. What does he have to lose? I think at this point, I mean, at a certain age, when you be that age, man, you really start telling the truth. When you see the end of your life, you really start telling the truth. So, because what's going to happen to him? Nothing. You know what I mean? So, I would tend to believe, him saying that because he really has no reason to say it. And when it comes to a truth level, if somebody's lying, usually somebody lies, they got a reason for lying. They don't just lie for the sake of lying. They're trying to get something out of it. There's nothing he can get out of saying that he smashed Ivanka Trump. Nothing.
Well, he was promoting his his streaming service that he's coming up with, as well as that documentary that Netflix has. So that's why he was on the interview circuit. So he's just saying stuff. I mean, I'm not saying what he's saying is untrue, but that seems a little far fetched.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Quincy Jones has more money than God. So obviously, and he don't need the recognition. I mean, he don't need the loot. He don't need the acclaim. He doesn't need the attention. He's Quincy Jones. You know what I mean? If he puts his name on something, it's going to get attention. So when it comes to promoting his documentary and everything, I kind of get it, but I don't think he needs to do anything. I don't think he needs to attach the name of Ivanka Trump to anything he ever does to gain more publicity. So that's why I'm going to tend to lean on his side and believe that he smashed her. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Not that it's important.
He didn't come out and deny it, and the Donald didn't get on and call him a loser or anything like that. So,
Uh-huh.
maybe it happened. Maybe. But
Well,
he also said that Marlon Brando would have sex with a mailbox. So, I
well,
don't know.
well, maybe I don't know. I don't know, but like I said, that he has no reason to lie. So
Well, come to think of it, I guess he has some credence to the things he says, because, he said that thing about Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando, and then, his wife came out and said, yeah, that happened. So,
yeah.
I guess he's not telling lies. But it just seems far-fetched that Ivanka Trump would have anything to do with Quincy Jones. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, how they even get to be in the same room? But there's neither here nor there. All right, well, Quincy, if you're listening, hit me up. Let me know what the truth is, man. All right, next up is Bob Dylan. Obviously, he's an icon of the highest level, one of the greatest folk pop music stars of a generation. He definitely deserves to be in the room. He ain't sing worth a damn. It's true, we make a better day. It's you and me. But yeah, he definitely deserves to be in the room, so he gets a 10.
Yeah, based on his iconic status, like his whole career, the 10 is appropriate. But his performance on the song was unnecessary and not good. And, yeah. But iconic man, iconic artist, 10.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. All right, next up, Ray Charles. Wow, I mean, he obviously closes out the song. I think his part of the song is like my favorite part, to be honest with you. Obviously, Ray Charles, he is somebody who definitely needs no introduction. Other than the fact that there were two blind people on this record, I mean, I think that's probably like, what odds of that? And why wasn't Roy Orbison there?
Was he still alive? Yeah, he died.
Yeah, Roy Orbison was still alive, man. So you gonna have Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder, but no Roy Orbison. I mean, discriminating against blind singers or whatever. But Ray Charles, obviously, he deserves to be there. He gets a 10.
Absolutely, and you're right. He is the best part of the song. He added a very well performed gospel type air to the song there. So absolutely. I gave Tina Turner like a 12 or something like that. Ray Charles gets like a 17.
Oh, I fully agree. I fully agree. He's off the charts. So it definitely was a great way to close out a crappy song. All right. So that does it for our list of soloists, which takes us to the fun part now, man. This is the part that really encouraged me to even do this particular subject, man, was the chorus. Good Lord. Listen, buckle up, man. This is going to be...
This is all about uh, their status in the 80s and their I guess just the whole stature in general compared to the singers, and yeah, all of it is kind of questionable. I'm ready.
Okay, all right, here we go. All right, starting off, first of all, Dan Aykroyd. What the fuck? Okay, he was a member of the Blues Brothers. They actually did an album and whatever. You can say what you want to say about that. They were like a novelty act or whatever, man. But Dan Aykroyd, really? What has he done in his life that would merit him being in that room? Other than I don't get it. I when I see him on the video, man, I'm like, why is he there? Was he just did he just happen to be walking by and it's like, saw a light was on in the studio and just stuck his head in? Oh, it's Dan Aykroyd. Come on in. I mean, I don't get it. So yeah, he did not deserve to be there. He has no business being there. Dan Aykroyd, he gets a -5.
I think Dan Aykroyd was there based on the fact that he was a big name in acting, and he did a little bit of music, and he was probably there at whatever award shows that they left, and they were like, you know what, people would like to see you, at least in the video. They're not going to hear you on this record, but we will happily put you in the very, very back of the room. I know you're a tall guy, and that's part of the reason why you'll be in the back, but also because you don't deserve to be here. So I think based on him being a big actor at the time, that's why he's there. Did he need to be on the song? No. So negative 0.5.2. I put some points in there because, whatever. He really didn't need to be there. And when it comes to people who didn't deserve to be there, he's the main one who comes to mind.
Oh no, you ain't seen nothing yet. Slow your roll, son. Slow your roll, okay?
Maybe there's somebody I didn't
Pump your brakes, nigga. Okay, so we about to get in some shit here. Okay, all right. Next up, now this is a surprise. Harry Belafonte. Okay, now Harry Belafonte obviously is obviously an iconic singer from the from the 50s and 60s, activist. Actor. His resume is definitely warrants him being in the room. It may have warranted him, maybe being, one of the soloists, maybe with Ray Charles or he could have taken Kenny Loggins' spot or Steve Perry's spot, somebody like that. So how Harry Belafonte got relegated to the back row is beyond me, but he definitely deserved to be in the room, and I'm going to penalize Quincy for not showing Belafonte more respect. So Harry, he gets a 9.5.
I think Harry Belafonte took Waylon Jennings' spot. I think that's why he was there. No, he's probably there because he's iconic and probably a good friend to Quincy Jones. I'm not sure what his stature was in the 80s.
So what?
What was his stature in the 80s?
Harry Belafonte?
Yeah.
He didn't have one. I mean, not like he had hit records or anything.
Right.
But sometimes you get in on your resume, and he got in on his resume. So, but yeah, he once again, Harry, he wasn't on tip of anybody's tongue even back in '84. But he's kind of like one of those goats, that just because he's there, he gets more respect. Like Big Daddy, Big Daddy, even though Big Daddy ain't worked in 20 years, ain't did nothing, he still can get a big piece of chicken at family dinner. You know what I mean? Just because he Big Daddy. So to me, Harry Belafonte deserved a big piece of chicken. So.
Okay, well, I'll give him a big piece of chicken too. I'll give him
I gave him 9.5, man. So damn. Okay.
Okay, now I give him an 8. How about that?
It's your opinion, man. Go ahead.
I'll give him, uh, I'll give him two big chicken wings, drumette and the wing connected together. Two of those. I'll give him an 8. How about that?
Right on, man. Right on. Okay, next up is Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac. Now, personally, I'm a huge Lindsey Buckingham fan. For some reason, I just am. He was one of the chief songwriters and lead vocalists for Fleetwood Mac. He wrote some of their best songs as a solo artist. He had a couple songs I really like. So I liked him as an artist, but did he deserve to be there? No. I'm going to say no, he did not deserve to be there. Maybe Fleetwood Mac as a group, yes. But as a solo artist, Lindsey Buckingham did not deserve to be there. So he gets a 1 from me.
Lindsey Buckingham. Fleetwood Mac as a whole couldn't be there because,
They hate each other?
history. Yeah. So that's part of it. But also, I think Lindsey Buckingham is probably there on the, as far as his solo status, on the merits of Holiday Road. So, I think that's why he's there.
Holiday Road, really, man? Come on.
Hey, you know what? When I think of, like, music from the 80s and movies from the 80s, I think of Holiday Road. Really, I do. I'm not joking.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that had something to do with him being there. So, 3.
Okay, Lindsey Buckingham gets the 3. 103, but still. Okay, get it. All right, next up, we have Mario Cipollina. Who? Mario Cipollina.
Again, who? I don't recall.
You know what? I'm afraid to even click on his name to find out who the fuck he was, so I'm not even going to research him. You know what? Since I don't brought it up, man, I'm going to research him real fast, man. I'm going to pull it. I'm saying I can pull him up and see who the hell he was. Good Lord. Mario Cipollina. Give me just a second here. Mario. MarioCipolli. Okay, here we go. Mario Cipollina. Cipollina. Who the hell was Mario Cipollina? Even Google don't know. Okay, here he is. Who in the hell? It's got a photo of him. Mario Cipollina. Okay, Mario Cipollina was a member of Huey Lewis and the News. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Very good.
Okay. Mario Cipollina, he gets a -100.
Well, apparently it was okay. Since he was in the news with Huey Lewis actually had one of the solos in there. Most likely the whole band was there, and they probably invited part of the band in there to do the background, the chorus. So he deserved to be there. Just on the fact that his band was probably there, him as a solo artist, I don't know if he had a career like that. I don't know if he just came to mind as, we really need him on this track. I won't do this unless we have Mario, so I don't think it was that. I think probably the whole band was in the house, and that's why he's there. So if you want to talk about the popularity of Huey Lewis, talk about the popularity of his band, then, did he deserve to be there? Well, his band was there. His band was big. Give him a 2.
Hell no. Hell no. Yes, Mario Cipollina could live 1,000,000 years, die, come back, and live another 1,000,000 years, and nobody would still give a fuck about him. Okay?
That's true. That's true. but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because his band was big at that time, No, we don't know who he is. I have no idea who this dude is. But his band was a thing. If you have the lead singer there, he has a freaking solo, then, apparently that band means something, right? If the lead singer couldn't sing if he wasn't, the the superstar voice, but he was there, and his band is there, then he gets something, right?
Hell no. It could have been like, hey, Mario, we got this thing we're gonna do, man. I'll catch you tomorrow. We got rehearsal tomorrow. Catch you tomorrow. Whatever. You know
And
what I mean?
maybe at the time Mario was actually he was going to be like, I deserve all the credit. Why do I wrote your songs, man? It was like that.
Security. No. And just cause you try to champion this cause, Mario Cipollina, he gets a minus 200 from me. So.
All right then.
Okay. Next up is Johnny Cola.
Who?
Exactly. He's Mario Cipollina's cousin or something. Johnny Cola is also a member of Huey Lewis and the News. So apparently,
The band was there, man.
apparently he just brought the whole fucking band. He just Bogart. He said, "Like I got the crew with me. Y'all got to ride or die with me. Fuck this."
Maybe they actually played on the song. Maybe they actually had something to do with the arrangement of the
No, no, they did not. They're credited as chorus, and that's it. Okay. So Mario Cipollina, Johnny Cola, congratulations, you are a trivia answer. That's about it. So Johnny Cola, he gets a minus 200 as well.
Well, like I said, the whole band is there, man. You got Huey Lewis and the News on the track, and they were a big band too.
Okay. Next up, Sheila E. All right, so I guess she went to represent Prince or somebody. I really don't know. But Sheila E, of course, she had a string of hits. Maybe not even a string of hits. She had a hit song, a couple hit songs back in the early 80s. Of course, The Glamorous Life was an iconic song. It was a huge hit for her, which made her a star and got her she starred in Crush Groove behind the strength of that. And she had no business in Crush Groove, but that's neither here nor there. Because she had nothing to do with hip hop. Anyways, she really didn't fit in that movie. It's like, oh, okay, she's got a name, she's famous, she's pretty, put her in it. All right, but Sheila, I'm a huge Prince fan. I'm a huge fan of anything related to Prince as far as his proteges and everything like that. So she gets a lot of love from me. But still, Sheila E, she gets a minus 10. She deserved to be in the room. Sorry.
You're being really harsh on these people. I think, yeah, probably connected to Prince in this regard. When Prince decided he didn't want to do it, she was like, but I do. She was like, you do what you want to do. And she did. So the fact that she was even asked, somebody thought that she would have been an asset to the song, but we can't have Prince, we can have Sheila E. As far as the stardom goes, probably not really deserving, but connected to Prince. You couldn't have Prince. Let's have a Prince connection. Maybe people will like that. I'll give her a 1.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, and on the did she get smashed by Quincy scale, it's a 10. So that's probably helped to get in there as well.
He didn't have an aneurysm, though.
She might have given it to him. Say, nigga, you get this, I'm gonna blow your brain out. So
That may have happened. I ought to look up that documentary, see what who it was.
you know what? We need to work up a new list, man. Did she smash Quincy list?
Well, how long do you want the video to be? Because it'd be the.
I know we're digressing big time, so I'm not gonna digress anymore.
The Quincy video, if we did that, it would be like 5 hours long.
Oh, no doubt, man. It'd be a marathon, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, it'd be almost as long as the damn song. All right. All right, next up we have Bob Geldof. We already talked about Bob Geldof and the fact that I've said my piece about him, so I'm gonna leave it alone. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I guess he gets a 10 since he's the one who kicked all this shit off. So just on the merit of that, he gets a 10. But on the merit of his musical contributions to the world, he gets a minus 200 as well.
Yeah, 10 and 1.
So he's a positive and a negative all wrapped up into one. You talking about a conundrum? Well, not now oxymoron. Good lord, a walking oxymoron. Bob Geldof.
I don't like to give people negatives,
Mm-hmm.
I give them 1.
Okay, well, Bob, you get a minus 200 from me. Well, the fact you called Prince a jerk, minus 300.
Okay.
All right, next up is Bill Gibson. I'm going to assume he's one of Huey Lewis's boys, so so he gets a minus 200.
Is he though?
He probably is. I'm not going to bother looking him up. So I'm just going to assume anybody name that we don't recognize has something to do with Huey Lewis.
Yeah, every unknown name is in the news.
Exactly.
So Huey Lewis and the news are on this track.
Yes.
This whole band is there. So I already said what I had to say about them. Two.
Okay, so next up we have Chris Hayes. Minus 200.
Two.
All right, and Sean Hopper. Okay, once again, I'm just going to assume minus 200.
Oh man. I really do wish I knew who these people were. Look them up.
Like I looked up Cipollino and I looked up Johnny Cola, and they both were Huey Lewis's boys. So I'm just going to assume these other three guys are part of the group as well. So it was a big
Everybody else in
band.
the
So
song, everybody in the room was in the news. So we give them a two.
okay, all right, enough said. All right, next up, Jackie Jackson. Of course, Michael Jackson's brother from the Jackson 5. Obviously, one of the most iconic R&B groups to ever do it. Jackie was
also in the news.
Huh?
It was also in the news.
Probably. He was the dancer for the news. But Jackie, I think Jackie's probably like the most unknown of all the Jackson brothers. Yeah, you never hear anything about Jackie. He was the oldest, so he was the big tall one. And like if you watched the I Want You Back video, the tall old one, like, ooh, the hell are you doing with these little boys? That's Jackie. So now a little trivia: Jackie did release a solo album back in the early '70s, self-titled Jackie Jackson, and the lead track from that album is one of my personal favorites. Love Don't Want to Leave. I listen to it all the time. Listen to it to this day. The album tanked. It went like triple lead. I don't think it sold a single copy. I think only copies that it sold, Joe probably bought. So that was his first and only solo album.
Joe didn't buy that.
He probably not. Probably got it free. But obviously Jackie is there because of his stature as a member of the Jackson 5, and obviously he's Michael Jackson's brother. That's the only reason why he's there. So he gets a 1.
Because the Jackson 5, were a thing. Give him a two.
All right. Next up, you might want to sit down for this one. Are you sitting down?
Yep.
Next up on the list, drum roll, motherfucking LaToya Jackson. Sweet Jesus, how did she get a ticket? How did she get a ticket? LaToya Jackson? Really? I mean, her only claim to fame, I mean, she never had a hit song. Okay. She was never on the Brothers records. I think she sang backup on like one of their hit songs, but I don't know. She like backed up one of the backups or whatever. I mean,
she
even
was on Say.
Yeah, she was in the Say video. I mean, think about it, man. Even Reby Jackson had a hit song. I mean, LaToya Jackson, really? She was in the room with all these people, really?
But we know why.
LaToya Jackson, she gets a minus $1 million.
Because I actually don't like LaToya Jackson at all. Like, she has never endeared me to her at all. Like, she seems like a very repellent person to me. I don't know why, but because of that, I'm going to give her. I'm putting my personal feelings in this. I shouldn't, but I am, because actually her this goes hand in hand with her actual career, which not great. She's going to get the first negative from me. I'm going to give her negative 75.
Arbitrary number like 75.
75 sounds good to me.
I don't mean to be rude, and I'm not trying to disparage Latoya. So Latoya, if out there listening, don't take this personal. But to me, and I'm being completely 100% honest when I say this. So if I'm offending anybody, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna apologize up front. Okay, especially the women out there. I love women. I'm married to a woman. I got a daughter. I love women. Okay, and I'm a
Married
big
to a
supporter.
woman.
Yeah, and I'm very supportive of all women's causes and everything. But I gotta say this, man. Latoya Jackson. Latoya Jackson, man. To me, she looks like she smells like fish.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
She does, man.
Wow.
That chick, man, like she got a lot of miles on her. When I say miles, I mean a ton of miles.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Yeah, she's been rolled dry and put away wet.
Oh man. You know, I said that she was very repellent to me, but I didn't mean that. Like,
Yeah, she's very repellent, man. I mean, like she seriously looks like she smelled like fish. I mean,
oh God. See, I hate even thinking about that. I wish you hadn't said that, because, you know, probably for the rest of my days when I see Latoya Jackson, that's what I'm going to think of. And I hate that.
I bet even hoes be like, we can't hang out with you. Your shit is too trashy.
Wow. Come on. Come on. Quincy Jones probably hit that.
Oh, 100% on the Quincy Jones smash list. She a million. Okay, that's an absolute definite. Michael and Jackie probably hit it too. Shit.
And that's why, yeah, probably, because, you know, she did not come to Michael's defense when he was in trouble. She had, like, fed the fire, which is horrible. I think that's really one of the most repellent things about her, to me. But, yeah, there's probably some incest going on, and she was mad that, you know, it wasn't reciprocated love or anything. I don't know. 75, negative 75.
I think when Latoya Jackson dies, and of course she will die at some point, I'm sure it'll be in the news. There'll be like a little news blurb or something, a little scroll on the bottom of the screen or whatever. You know, Jackson family member Latoya Jackson, you know, dies at age 80 or whatever, right? You know, but I mean, but when the day she dies, folks will be like, so, bye.
Well, but you know what? Of the majority of the Jacksons, she's one of the most well known. Everybody knows Latoya. You know that name. Is
Infamous. She's not famous. She's infamous.
Well,
I mean,
well, yeah, yeah. But people know her. You know, so I don't think it'll be a who or oh well. I mean, maybe we'll be an oh well. I'm not sure, but I think you've been really harsh with this very repellent person.
you damn straight. You damn straight. Yeah, you know, people know her like that. People know Jeffrey Dahmer too. I mean, you know that don't mean you're getting type of credibility. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, she's minus a million for me on this list.
All right, negative 75.
All right, next up, Marlon Jackson. Obviously, one of the Jackson family members. He gets a 1.
Right. What I give, I guess it doesn't really matter. I probably gave Jackie a 2. I'll give Marlon a 2 as well.
Okay, Marlon. Randy Jackson. 1.
Randy Jackson, not the one from American Idol.
No. He's the one that played the drum, played the bongos with, or the congas. Jackson 5.
Yeah. 2.
Tito.
Everybody knows the name Tito, whether they know him or not.
Yeah, Tito's a punchline.
Yeah.
Tito, give me some tissue. Stop teasing Jermaine. Now, Jermaine wasn't there. So Jermaine always been the smart one. It's like, fuck this. I'm not going to be the punchline of somebody's joke in 2018 for being at this damn recording session. I got shit to do. Bye. I'm going the other direction. I got to put some grease in my hair. I'm gone.
Lots of grease in his hair.
Lots of grease.
Lots of grease. Jermaine Jackson was very, very, very greasy. Like, all the time. Like,
Greasy and sweaty.
Yeah, that's the thing that comes to mind when I think of Jermaine Jackson.
That nigga sweat.
I'm not joking. Like grease. Like he's a greasy guy.
Grease is the word.
Yes.
So, oh, Jermaine's not on the list, so I can't give him a grade, man. But Tito, he's on the list, man. So I give Tito a 10, just for the comedy factor.
Well, Tito, I told you to save Tito some syrup. Um, I give him a two.
I ain't beat them kids a lot up. I tired this bullshit a lot up. I ain't beat them kids. Okay, Tito, you get a 10 from me. Okay, next on the list is Waylon Jennings. We already talked about Waylon, so his name is on the list. So I don't know if he stuck around to, maybe lay down one track and say, fucking, I'm out. But his name is on the list, so, so I got to give him a grade. And we already talked about him and everything. You already know my feelings about Waylon Jennings. God rest his soul. I didn't know he was dead. So on the fact that I didn't know he was dead, I'm going to give him an extra point. So Waylon Jennings gets a 3.
Yeah. I don't know what I gave Willie Nelson, and like I said, I think he's there in connection to Willie. Don't remember what I said about Willie, but Waylon, I give him 4.
Okay, now I'm kind of pissed off though. So why is it that Willie Nelson was there, Waylon Jennings was there, but Chris Christopherson wasn't there? Obviously the Highwaymen were there. Why they leave him out?
Well, Johnny Cash wasn't there either, so those guys are probably like getting coked up somewhere. Maybe not. Chris Christopherson strikes me as the kind of person like I want to be a part of that crap.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's probably why I wasn't there.
Smells like roast beef.
What do I care about some Africans?
Okay, I'll see you in Blade.
Yeah. Now, when I think about Chris Christopherson this day,
Whistler, Abraham Whistler.
Yeah, he was Whistler. When I think about him, I think about I don't know. This is weird. I know it's gonna be weird to say this. There's a movie called oh crap, what is it called? Dance with Me. Do you know that movie?
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's Vanessa Williams. She's in it with some guy. I don't know who he is.
Okay, now I really haven't seen it.
It's a movie about salsa dancing, and don't ask me why I've seen it, but I've seen it several times. Not several, maybe about 2 times. But anyway, Chris Christopherson's in that movie, and he is the father of the I want to say the guy's Brazilian or something. I don't know. Maybe he's Cuban. I don't know what he is. The guy who teaches Vanessa Williams how to dance salsa. Anyway, Chris Christopherson is the father of that guy in the movie, and he's really mean to him. He was like, you are not my son. I didn't know your mama. He was really mean. And I always, in my mind, I'm thinking he wanted to say, well, let me tell you about your mom. Your mom's a whore. He
Really?
didn't say that, but that's the type of thing that I think Chris Christopherson would say. So most likely, if he would say something like he didn't say it in the movie, of course it was a movie, it doesn't really matter. But he really strikes me as that kind of person. So that's probably why it wasn't there. He's like, I don't care about no Africans. Like, really, unless you're gonna bring them back to my house and make them my slaves, I don't care. So that's why it wasn't there.
Chris Christopherson, he strikes me as the type of person that everything he does with a cigarette in his mouth.
Yes.
You name it. Take a shower, cigarette in his mouth. Have sex, cigarette in his mouth.
And I'm being really mean to this man. I shouldn't, because really, I think everybody knows I'm joking. I have no idea about this man's life or his beliefs or anything like that. But I do. What is this crap? I don't want to be there. So he was probably hanging out with Johnny Cash, and they were probably having a good time together. So.
Yeah, they don't associate with the Negroes. Okay. All right, next up is Bette Midler. Okay, Wind Beneath My Wings, Bette Midler. Obviously, she was a famous actress. Also, she did some singing. So, I understand her being there. She did have a level of fame. But she's more of an actress than a singer. I guess as far as recognition goes. So I'm gonna say she did not belong. She not deserve to be there either. So Bette Midler, just I'll give her credit because does have a hit song history or whatever. So she gets a 2.
Hashtag same, but I'll give her a 4 because she's an iconic 80s, well not 80s, iconic actress period. So I'll give her 4.
Right on. So, all right. Next up is John Oates from Hall and Oates. And I always like this voice along with John Daryl Hall. I think their voices played well off of one another. I always like John Oates. I obviously like the group Hall and Oates, but they deserve to be there. Yes, because he is part of that iconic group. They were synonymous with each other. So John Oates, he gets he won't give him the same score as Daryl. I give him a 5.
Apparently I'm becoming I'm losing my memory because I don't know what I gave Daryl Hall. Something high.
Yeah, I think I gave him a 7. It don't really matter, but
yeah, I'll give Oates a 7 as well because that's the group. Just in line with the news, the whole band of the news being there, they all get 2. So Hall and Oates, they get the same score, whatever that was. We'll say 7. John Oates was also in the news as well. So there we go.
John Oates was in the news. Okay. All right. Next, next up is Jeffrey Osborne, originally from the group LTD. Also, he had a string of hits: "On the Wings of Love," "We're Going All the Way," "Baby Stay with Me Tonight." He was definitely popular at that time. Also, he was also very well known for singing the anthem, the national anthem at Lakers games. It's like whenever he sang the anthem at the Lakers game, they would never lose. So they would bring him back often to sing because it was like a guaranteed victory. So it was like a jinx type thing. So just based on the fact that I'm a Laker fan, so based on the fact that he was a good luck charm for the Lakers, he did have hit singles back then. He has a great singing voice from an iconic LTD, which was a R&B band. I'm going to give Jeffrey a 5.
Yeah, all those songs you named, those are kind of typical 80s R&B ballads that people really like, and I like some of them, I like them all. But I think he really deserved to be there. I didn't know that about those Lakers games. It's very interesting. So because that's cool, I give him a 5 too.
Right on. He deserved to be there more than James Ingram. That's for damn sure. All right. Next up, the Pointer Sisters. They're an iconic R&B singing group. Had a string of hits in the 70s. Had a resurgence in the 80s with like "Jump for My Love," "Neutron Dance" from Beverly Hills Cop, and some other songs. So yeah, just based on the fact that they do have a storied career and a name that resonates in R&B music. I'm sure at least one of them smashed Quincy. So they get, as a group, the Pointer Sisters get a 5.
Yeah, so that song "Jump," that song to me is an iconic 80s song. It comes to mind when I think of all these people on this list who've been there. If I were to list a song from them that kind of crystallized the 80s for me, that song's one of them. So I think the Pointer Sisters, yeah, they were kind of a big deal. I give them 5.
Okay, right on. We're agreeing. All right. And finally, and this is really shocking, Smokey Robinson. Now, you want to talk about a R&B pop music legend. Smokey is right there at the top, man. And he couldn't, Smokey couldn't get a verse? James Ingram got a verse. Paul Simon got a verse. Kenny Rogers. Al Jarreau. Kenny Loggins. Steve Perry. Huey Lewis. Cyndi Lauper. Kim Carnes. All got verses, and Smokey Robinson didn't. I guess he should have smashed Quincy, because apparently somebody had to beef with him, man. Smokey Robinson couldn't get a line on "We Are the World," and he basically built Motown with Berry Gordy. He wrote like all the hits, a lot of hit songs for Motown. I mean, Smokey's fingerprints are all over music history, and plus he was a great solo artist. Why in the world would Smokey Robinson not get a verse or line or anything, a solo? Help me out with this, man. Can you make heads or tails of that?
Um, uh, well, huh. It might lie in what he was doing in the 80s. What was he doing in the 80s?
He had hit songs, "Being with You," "Cruising," now the late '70s or early '80s. I mean, he was still making "Ebony Eyes" with Rick James. He was still making good music. I mean, "Just to See Her." I mean, Smokey had hits in the '80s, top 10 hits in the '80s. So it's not like he was like just some guy who kind of just faded away. I mean, he was still making music, making good music, and just based on his resume alone, I mean, he was a contemporary of Stevie Wonder. I mean, come on. I mean, like I said, Smokey Robinson is R&B music royalty. You know, he not just R&B. He's just music royalty. His name is like, I mean, you know, he's one of those one word name people. You say Smokey, you know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
You
Well,
mean,
some people think when you say Smokey, they think of Friday, but you know.
no, no. I've seen Friday once. I hated that fucking movie, man. So.
You are the only one.
Yeah, I know, man. I tell folks, they're like, "What, you never seen Friday?" Yeah, I seen it once and didn't like it at all. Friday fucking sucked. Okay, that's for a different conversation. But if you're listening out there, Ice Cube and Chris Tucker, fuck both of y'all. I hated fucking Friday. Okay, but yeah, Smokey gets a 10, and Quincy gets a big middle finger for not showing Smokey more respect. And Smokey, if anybody should have walked out, it was Smokey's ass. Smokey like, fuck this. You gonna tell me Kim Carnes gets a motherfucking solo and I don't? Just cause you fucking this bitch, she get, nigga, please, I'm out.
Well, okay, so it may lie in the fact that the black to white ratio may have been skewed a little bit. Maybe he didn't get a verse because there were too many black people versus white people.
Nah, Quincy sold him out for some smash. That's what he said.
Maybe. I can't, you know, I'm trying to come up with something. I really don't know. You know, maybe it lies in the fact that, you know, the way it was all put together. You know, maybe he was late. Maybe he didn't come in time to do a verse.
I don't care what time Smokey got there. He's smoking. I don't care if he got there during the song.
Like, hey Kim, I'm sorry, you can't be on this track. We gotta wait for Smokey.
Yeah, basically. You know, bitch, go wait. And he's on his way. He's stuck in traffic or something. You make accommodation for Smokey. Like I said, he's a one word name. Nah, you don't treat him like that. So, like I said, if Waylon had the balls to walk out, Smokey, you should have the balls to walk out too. But maybe he's bigger than that. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna stick around because I do truly, you know, care about what's going on in Africa. So I want to make sure I'm involved with this and help, you know, get some food over here to these folks or whatever. So, anyways, so that's it. That's the last of it. So
I didn't give him a rating.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I guess I don't really have to. You know, I give him a 10. But did I know he was on the song? I'm trying to think. He didn't stand out.
No, because they put him in the back. You know, he was in the chorus, man. I saw him in the chorus or whatever. But I've always kind of, you know, always wondered. I mean, why wasn't Smokey? I mean, there had to be some politics going on in the back, you know, somewhere in the back room, man. Because Smokey was a contemporary of Quincy's, Stevie's, Diana's, and back, you know, back from the Motown days or whatever. I mean, he was right there, head and shoulders above everybody else. I mean, Ray Charles, he was, you know, in that, you know, they helped make music what it is today. And for Smokey to get that kind of disrespect, man, is just unconscionable. And so Quincy, if you're out there listening, man, seriously, man, what is your problem? Call me. Let's talk it out. Shit. Man, I don't get it.
Maybe they had a fight. They were like, you know what? You're not getting a verse on this. You're going to be in the chorus. Maybe they had a fight.
Well, that's when you pimp slap him. You know what I mean? And be like, hey, bitch, don't you know who I am? Don't you know my resume, motherfucker? You better recognize.
Well, call Smokey. Let's find out.
Yeah, Smokey, if you're listening, man, call in, let us know, and so we can talk this out and kind of get to the bottom of this. This is a mystery that needs to be solved. So Smokey, Quincy, if y'all listening, I'm going to extend the invitation right now. What Lonzo thinks. Want to talk to you and find out what happened and try to bridge this gap before you guys die. You're both old as hell. So you need to put this, put your differences aside and let's figure out what happened as to why you got dissed on We Are the World. I want to find out why Kim Carnes got a verse and you didn't. Okay, so let's make that happen. All right, so that does it. Got anything you want to add?
Other than the fact that I already said how I feel about the song, the not a great song, a very long song. It was so long that it took us this long to do this video. Uh, you know, I it's an iconic song. It's an important song, and I think it has a lot of uh, relevance in the history of music, and I think it's good that we're here talking about it. You know, um, but I wish it were a better song. I wish that all the people on here could have come together and made something really great. And there were some better, of all the people we rated low, I wish they could have at least not been there, and we could have made a smaller song, or could have been there, and we have a better performance out of everybody who had been here. So I, I'm just saying, this song to me is an important one, and I'm glad we're talking about it. Um, I think that's really all. I don't really have a point. I'm glad we're talking about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But now, as far as the song itself went, as far as what kind of impact it had, in the big picture. Um, since its release, We Are the World has raised over $63 million for humanitarian causes. So it's a lot of loot. I know there were some questions about corruption, the money not getting where it's supposed to get, and maybe falling into the wrong hands. African dictators, whomever it was, the money didn't get used the way it's supposed to be used. But that's neither here nor there. That kind of goes with with the territory. There's gonna be some corruption. You got money, of that level, those kind of dollars being passed around. There's gonna be some skim off the top. That withstanding, it was a great humanitarian effort, regardless of the reason why they did it, whether it was for jealousy, promotion, publicity, and whatever reason why folks were there. They were there, and it did go to help a worthy cause. So in that regard, the song gets more credit from me than I think it deserves when from an artistic level. So that being said, it was a monumental achievement. One night recording session where some of the biggest names in the history of popular music came together. Instead of going to a party, to an after party after a award show, they got together and spent the whole night working together for a cause bigger than themselves. Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Lionel Richie, Diana Ross, Billy Joel, James Ingram, Steve Perry, Kenny Loggins, Bruce Springsteen. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Yes, even Latoya and Mario Cipollina were there.
Joey Cola.
And Joey Cola was there to partake in this huge achievement. So, in that regard, kudos to everybody involved.
But I have a question though for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, is this song better than "Do They Know It's Christmas"?
Is it better than Do They Know It's Christmas? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no because Do They Know It's Christmas came first. So, it gets, and I think Do They Know It's Christmas was far more organic. It was far more from the heart, less of a publicity stunt because nobody really knew much about it until it actually dropped. At least I didn't know much about it until it actually dropped. It wasn't like, it was highly publicized or anything like that. But obviously, once We Are the World came out, I mean, everybody and their grandma knew about it. It was like all over the place. So I think it was more organic, therefore, and plus it was I think it was a better put together song. Just on the merit of artistic talent as well, it was just a better song than We Are the World, which once again just sounded like a jingle. So
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't like that song either, to be honest. But and I think it more lies in the fact that I don't like Christmas music in general. So, uh, but yeah, it's a better song. It's a song that I don't know. I don't really want to listen to either one of them, to be honest. I'm not really sure.
Ditto.
I'm not really sure which one. If you put them in front of me and said you must listen to one of them, I'm not really sure which one I'd pick. Uh, uh, hmm. But the Band-Aid song's probably better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like I said, yeah, both songs are not, top of my list of, listening pleasures or whatever. So, but yeah, but yeah, do they know it's Christmas is better? Absolutely, absolutely. So there you have it. We are the world. What do you think? Were we right in our assessments? Were we too hard on certain people? Were we too hard on Mario Cipollina? That's what I really want to know. If we don't come away with anything else from this conversation, I want to find. I want to find out. So Mario Cipollina. I'm sorry, I'm losing my breath here. So if any of Mario Cipollina's relatives or fans, or if he has any fans out there listening, you want to chime in, let us know. Am I off base? Are we off base? Did he belong to be there? Did Joey Cola deserve to be there? Who didn't deserve to be there? Is anybody that we didn't mention that you think should have been there? Are you mad at Prince for not showing up? Was Waylon Jennings full of himself by leaving? I want to know.
Madonna has been there.
Who?
Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna. Yeah, Madonna. Donna Summer. I mean, there's a lot of names out there you can run through. Paul McCartney wasn't there. I mean, a lot of folks that you can. Rick James wasn't there. Rick James wasn't there. Come on now, Rick James. Shit. Tina Marie. I mean, there's a lot of folks. Ashford and Simpson. Shit. I mean, there's a lot of singers out there.
Reverend Oates.
Peter Frampton went. Mick Jagger wasn't there, man. How you gonna have a hit song, man? Have this big song, man, without Mick Jagger there, man, with his big lips, man. Come on, there's a lot of folks, man, who should have been there, who weren't, man. So comment below, let us know who you think should have been involved, and should they redo the song in 2018 to this time and put the proceeds towards impeaching Trump. Should We Are the World be redone in 2018? And if it was redone, who you think should be in the room? And finally, we want to find out if Jermaine Jackson is actually that greasy, or was it sweat, or was it a combination of both?
It was a combination. It was a concoction of
sweat and grease.
A grease. Yeah, it was a grease cocktail.
It was a mixture of sweat and grease. They call it sweets.
Yeah. Highly combustible.
That's why he went there, man. It's a fire hazard, man. Jermaine, you can't come in. That's against fire code.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, sweet Jesus. This is crazy. It smells like baby oil in here.
Molotov.
Who's been eating chicken?
Make fun of people. It's funny, though.
Get that nigga a napkin. You crazy chicken eating motherfucker, man. Like you took the chicken and put it on his forehead.
Full disclosure, I sweat a lot. So, I can't say a whole lot.
It's like, nigga, you lying. You use at churches.
Oh, man. He went to SNS.
All right, we have totally digressed, man. We have gone off the rails, man. This video is over 2.5 hours long, so this is the extended remix. This is the remastered extended remix version of what Lonzo thinks. So please chime in and let us know what you think about We Are the World, and whether or not Jake and I should be shot for saying the bullshit.
Oh, God.
All right, so there you have it. Hit me up, Twitter at What Lonzo Thinks, email whatlonzothinks@gmail.com. Comment below. Please subscribe. I do need subscribers, so please subscribe. Sign up for notifications, so whenever I do drop a new video, you'll know about it. And please, I do appreciate everyone who does chime in and give me their opinions. I do get a lot of them, so I do appreciate the feedback. And I appreciate you taking the time out to let me know what you think, because as you just heard, you just heard what Lonzo thinks. Bye.